What's up, nerds? I'm Satoru, I'm proud to be a nerd, and you should be too. We are continuing with Apollo Justice Ace Attorney tonight. If the patch for 9 Years of Shadows dropped today, that would have been what happens, but it did not, and, at least they gave us a reason why on the Halberd Studios Discord. They did say that, they found an issue or two in there, so they're just trying to work out those little extra kinks before they publish it on Steam, and that's good. That's definitely good. You definitely like to hear that. What's up, Saya? Tomo fucking Dachi, life is real. Yeah, of all the things to put at the end of that direct. Oh, I'm sure we'll be talking about that plenty tonight. I'm sure there's plenty of things to go over with that. I mean, obviously the big things for me were even more Legend ZA info, which I'm surprised they didn't just dump everything in the Pokemon Day video. Which incidentally, that those predictions I made the other night, they were dead wrong from the get-go. Because I forgot to take into account, they did reveal some Pokemon in that first reveal, or the first proper, the one that happened in February. They did show some Pokemon there that I did not predict. Although I have shown I have gotten some things right. Patrat and Watchog are in the game, and now the Elemental Monkeys are in the game. So finally, you can get every single non-mythical Pokemon, and probably, I'm not sure if there are any legendaries still available, but definitely every regular Pokemon, you can get them on a Switch game. Spin does a bit of a dark area, but who knows, maybe they can actually fix that. They have 3 Skebs cooking? Ooh. Are they more book, are they book memes? or we got some other ones coming? Nah, whatever you're cooking, I am sure it's going to be fantastic. And then, the other big thing from this direct, for me, definitely, was Metroid Prime 4. That is going to be a, damn. Samus going Psychic. Psychic Grippy. Imagine that shit. 2 safer work ones and an extremely lewd one? Oh, hell yeah. I cannot wait to see him. Saya, you get some good stuff. But we'll probably have these other... we'll have all these other direct discussions throughout the night, probably. We get to spruce it in with some Ace Attorney, and I figured I could just play it again tonight, because... I left the first day of investigation off, practically at the end. So it's just it's still fresh in my mind, so I figure we could just keep going with it for here. And I just got to remember to not go as long as I did on Tuesday, just because, I'd rather try and, preserve my voice just a little bit. I mean, I feel okay. I felt okay yesterday and today, but it's probably better to be on the safe side. So, definitely not a full 4 hours of this. We'll see how much we can actually get to, though. Let's begin. I think we've done everything we could have, right? Yeah, I think we are just going straight to the detention center. Yep. Here we go. And I have water this time, so I am extra prepared. I'm sorry, meeting hours for the day are all done. But we still have 3 minutes! I'll put in your request, but don't expect anything. The father's talking in the private room with him. The father? You mean like a priest? I mean the suspect's father, Mr. Winfred Big Wins Kitaki himself. Not someone I care to meet. Who's saying, die, you? You're the one on your way out, old... Ah, they're here. Whoa, this guy radiates power. Power with a cute apron? Oh god, I have to give him the Godfather voice, right? I have to. You Wocky's lawyer? Yes, sir. Well, I'm Big Wins Kitaki, fourth head of the Kitaki family, capiche? Actually, I came to speak to your son. Mr. Justice. Yes? My son's innocent. He killed no one. If he were found guilty, it wouldn't be good. Capiche? Yes, I'm all about capiching. Capiche is loud and clear. You gotta do more than just understand to make it. You'll learn, though. Even if the lesson comes at the end of your short life. It feels so good. Oh god, have we settled on a voice for Wocky? I mean, it's almost like I can do like a surfer dude type thing. If I could do a Naruto voice, that I would definitely be doing here. But no, I definitely can't. What's the big idea, old man? You can't treat me like a kid no more, not now. You know I wanted to go to the Clank. I like it here. You must be Wocky. A G's not a G till he does hard time, bizoy. You'll see, when I get out of here, things will change. Silence! My apologies, Mr. Justice. He's usually such a nice boy. Forgive me if I have a hard time believing that. You can't take me under your wing this time, old man. You heard me? I don't need no trial. I did it. I think that's enough for today, Mr. Justice. Don't let me down tomorrow. So much for talking to our client. But we made so much progress today. We even found my panties. I had fun, at least. Of course, the biggest mystery of all remains. Bro want to take a dirt nap. How am I supposed to build a case for the trial? Oh, almost forgot. It's time for my show. Tonight I'm performing at the Wonder Bar. You should come check it out. Oh, that's all I had? Oh, man. I could have wrapped that up so easily last time. If only I knew. I thought it was going to be an actual interrogation. Damn. Well, thrust right into the courtroom. Huh, Mr. Wright's not here today? He said his old foot injury was acting up. Old injury? He was all smiles yesterday. Yes, he smiled when he said we'd be fine as long as you're there, Trucy. Yes, fine. We'll be fine. Here comes justice! I started my voice training at 5 this morning. Ooh, do some now. I want to see. Or hear. Oh, okay.
My name is Apollo Justice, and I'm fine!
That sounds more like a self-mantra than voice training. I'm fine, you know what I'm saying? Okay, we're definitely okay, we're gonna go more Vanilla Ice on this route. Good morning. Yo, sup? Yo, Mink! Sup, Mink? Thank you for the raid. Much appreciated. How are you tonight, Mink? As I shout you out. Welcome in, raiders, sup nerds. I'm Satoru. I'm proud to be a nerd, and you should be too. And I am playing Apollo Justice Ace Attorney tonight. I just started it on Tuesday. This is the first time playing it since back on the DS. I am having a grand old time with it. There we go. Got you all the shout-outs. I just missed what you were playing tonight. Were you arting and farting tonight? Ooh, Gris. Interesting. Interesting. I have heard about it. I have definitely heard about it. Yeah, I've got to look into it. I should definitely take a shot at it. Put another game on the map. massive, massive backlog. Gris is French for gray. Oh, yeah, okay, you know what? Yeah, I know it in Spanish. I know Greece is Spanish. So, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. It's not too long, and every frame is literally art. That I know about. That I know. Gris is a very pretty game. But anyway. Yep, Apollo Justice. I'm voicing this whole thing myself. It's definitely an undertaking, but I enjoy it. So, enjoy all my silly voices. Yo, sup? Hit me with the guilty verdict, G. See if I care. You just hang loose and let things go with the flow, you know what I'm saying? Not really.
Wocky, don't be running your mouth like that in here.
See, that's the difference between me and you, old man. I ain't afraid of no cops. Real G's can't keep it real till they spend some hard time in the pen. Voicing Ace Attorney games is awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Bloodilly.
You have absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
Sounds like they've both been voice training too, Apollo. My worst fears realized. The trial's starting and I still haven't had a real talk with my client. Always 10 a.m. They always start at 10 a.m.
Court is now in session for the trial of Wocky Kitaki.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. Ready to rock and roll, Judge. It's him! The guy from yesterday! He's our prosecutor? It's Mr. Gavin's brother.
Long time no see, Prosecutor Gavin. Were you taking a leave of absence?
You know that little band I started in my free time? Thing is, we got real popular. Hard to say 9 to your fans when 3 of your singles go platinum, yeah?
I see. To be honest, I was a little concerned. I fear that you might still be distraught over that one trial.
He is quite pretty, isn't he, BB? Sup, Axel? Not to worry, Judge. I wouldn't miss this day in court for the world. It's worth even more than VIP passes to one of my concerts, yeah? How could I pass up a chance to see the true strength of the little boy who bested my brother? It was worth canceling a show or two.
Understood. You may give your opening statements to the court.
Before that, I was thinking, is the air in this courtroom not a bit serious?
It is a court of law.
That's no way to get the crowd jumping, Judge.
They're not supposed to jump. This is a courtroom.
Akpung, baby. Today we play it my way. Oh, hell yeah. Banger alert. What's that noise? It's his theme music. Sometimes you have to get on up in order to get down to prosecuting. This is crazy. The victim, Pal Maractus, director of the Maractus Clinic. The scene, People Park. He was found pulling a noodle stand.
What in the world was a doctor doing pulling a noodle stand?
Yes, I believe you will only find that out by asking the defendant, right here, right now. Because it's an undeniable truth that he shot the victim. What do you mean undeniable? If you are to glare at anyone, Justice, glare at the punk in the defendant's chair. His crime was witnessed quite clearly, you see.
Very well. Please admit this witness to the court.
He's got his full riff and everything. 9, not yet. First, there is a little matter to be cleaned up. Did you talk without the accompaniment? I swear I could see the guitar for a second.
What is it, Prosecutor Gavin?
The motive, Judge. Why did the little punk do it? Why did he kill the director of the Maractus Clinic? Second best prosecutor in the series? Ooh. We're gonna do a tier list right now? Who is your favorite, Saya? I don't know. It could be the OG of Edgeworth. Could we go with Francisca, perhaps? Gay man? Oh, Edgeworth, okay. Why did he kill the director of the Maractus Clinic? Not so fast. The defendant doesn't have to explain that. Oh, but what if the defendant specifically requests to do so, as he did this morning? I want to give a shout out to all my homies, I believe he said. What? What is right? They always say that on stage you should hit the crowd with speed and ferocity. Sounds like he got you good, huh, Polly?
Well, this is highly unusual, but the court will now hear from the defendant concerning his motive in the crime. So, you, son, are the defendant. Wocky, are you?
I ain't your son, old man. You step to a Kitaki, you best be prepared to step strong. You step to a public official, you'd best be prepared to step into jail. You gotta hand it to him, Wocky sure has guts. It's not his guts I'm worried about.
Well then, the court will now hear testimony on the defendant's motive. From the defendant himself.
I want that face. I'll tell you one thing, that doctor was a quacker. Is that a censorship or something else? Someone had to show him what's what. I was in his clinic about half a year ago. He messed up my OP something bad. And then he just lets me go without a word. See you later, bye. So I gotta go in, get another doc to patch me up again. That was the day I done figured it out. No OG's gonna let that pass. That's why I went to his pad that night. Knowing what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying?
You're saying you were one of the victim's patients?
A lot of stuff goes down when you're keeping it real on the street. True that. I tell you one thing, that doc was whack.
Very well. The defense may begin the cross-examination.
I can't believe this is the first time I'm hearing about all of this. Okay. You know, I haven't even really looked at I haven't looked over all of my, my evidence right now. What do we got? The map, the bowl. The justice system is horrible. It is. It is. And yet they always get the right verdict. Did we ever get to keep the shoes? No, we never kept the shoes. Huh. Okay, we're pressing. First of all, the word you're looking for is quack. And isn't that a little harsh? He's your family doctor. Who asked you, Pointy Locks? Just who do you think you are? Your lawyer? Look, I ain't trying to hear that. He was a quacker, plain and simple. By someone, you mean... Was there anyone with a score to settle with this doctor? Besides you, I mean. You better ask somebody else, Holmes. What do I care? I made up my own mind and did what had to be done. Straight gangsta style.
But why were you so mad at this doctor?
Yo, sit back and listen while I drop it, J-Man. I don't know if they actually matter, but can't wait until the magic panties come up if they do. Oh, that'll be fun. So you were a patient at the Maractus Clinic half a year ago. For what reason? I had what you might call a mark of honor. Can you explain precisely what was wrong? We had a little run-in with the Rivales family. That's when I pulled a jack move. And ran into an ambush. G busted a cap right in me. According to my sources, you couldn't stand the stress of waiting. And ran in 15 minutes before the appointed time. By yourself. Ah, a regular Leroy Jenkins. Hey, I was more than a match for those guys.
So you were carried to the Maractus Clinic from there?
Apparently, he was shot in the heart. Shot in the heart? And he's still alive? And you're to blame. I can catch bullets between my teeth, but I never learned how to catch them with my heart. The bullet stopped just short of my thumper, you know what I'm saying? That would have been golden if it weren't for that whack doc. Can't even take out a stupid bullet. So as you say, the surgery was a failure. That ain't all of it, Holmes. What do you mean he just let you go without a word? What do you think it means? It's whack, that's what.
I'm not sure what that means, but it sounds bad.
It sounds as though Herr Doctor wished to hide his mistake. This is why he let the defendant go. He's a liar, straight up. He's a badder G than me. So this bullet is still... You know it, I can still feel it. Right there in my chest, pressing up against my heart. Your words are like a bullet shot straight into my heart. Or something like that effect. Incidentally, that's from one of our hit singles.
Well, that sounds like a straightforward case of malpractice.
Word, J-Man. We're no accident, that's for shizzle. No one says that anymore.
It seems that there were issues with this doctor.
Man, putting him down was like doing the world a favor. Wocky, please consult your lawyer before saying things like that. Chin up, Apollo. Back straight.
But why did this mistake only come to light that day?
It was found during the family health checkup. The family checkup? That was the wackiest thing of all. That was the wackest thing of all. All of us G's lining up, taking eye exams and all that. Better to die young than fade away, bizoy. A relief to hear. What's a relief? Oh, did your father not tell you? That bullet you carry so close to your heart, if not attended to immediately, it could kill you. What? Yes, Herr Dr. Maractus had knowledge concerning this ticking time bomb in you. Knowledge that could have saved your life. No way! That's whacked! There is proof. Your checkup report. Ooh, we are looking at that thing. How ironic that you would kill the one man capable of helping you. Let's see. Wocky Kitaki, age 19. Filed June 14th. Metallic object found near heart. Urgent exam needed. You're almost as careless as he was. Well, now that the place is hopping, let's get this gig started.
Started?
We've had enough of a warm-up act, yeah? Time to hear from the witness. Wocky sure is quiet all of a sudden. I'm a little uneasy myself. Is this Gavin's strategy? Oh, hi. So, you will tell us your name and occupation. Alright, I'm going with Al Gore on this one. My name is Wesley Stickler. By occupation, I take it you refer to... Oh my god, that's going way... Okay, that's way too fast. I can't read all that. Get on with it, get on with it. This fucking guy. By which he means to say that he is a student. Okay, now we can read the whole thing. Thank God for this. My name is Wesley Stickler. By occupation, I take it you refer to some labor that profits society at large and supports a livelihood, under which definition I must confess to being unemployed. However, we must acknowledge the meaning of identity, which is commonly attached to this notion of occupation. And once we have accepted this reality, we see that our confusion is not gestalt per se, but derives instead from the vagueness inherent in all representation of thought. He's a philosophy major, isn't he? Yep. A junior at Ivy University, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, in the Department of Science and Engineering. Filled with curiosity for all things, I spend my days in pursuit of truth, honing my... Herr Stickler, please direct said curiosity to the case at hand today.
Very well, Mr. Stickler. Please testify to the court about what you saw on the night of the crime.
You asked quite simplistically what I saw, however, blah blah. Oh my god, he's still doing it. He's still doing it. When to do a fade out. That night, I passed through the park on my way home from shopping when I saw them.
One man pulling a stand, another man facing him. I saw them quite...
Ooh, we got one of them showing up. Let's see, can I... Okay, I can't do anything about that. Did you get it? Did you get it, Axel? Yeah, Automod blocked it. See, I knew. I wanted to see if I could actually, ban the user, too, but whatever. I don't know if that's necessary, actually.
I saw them quite clearly. The man facing the victim was the defendant. In his hand he held, yes, a pistol. It was pointed at the man pulling the stand. A shot. The bullet hit the man pulling the stand from the front, square in the forehead.
Look into it this weekend? Okay.
Was there anyone else in the park at the time? I can say with 100% accuracy that there was not. The pistol our witness refers to is this. The court accepts this into evidence.
Fingerprints were wiped.
Very well. Mr. Justice, you may cross-examine the witness.
We can still look at it, though. Put down the bowl. Whoa, don't point that thing at me! Don't worry, I can handle myself around guns. Magic guns, at least. The ones that pigeons come out of. Very reassuring. Nothing else, huh? Not a damn thing else. Just looks like a regular old PP7. You never point a firearm at a person. You never point a pair of scissors at a person either.
Very well, Mr. Justice, you may cross-examine the witness.
Yes, Your Honor. Trucy, why are you staring like that at the witness? That man. I can't help but feel I've seen him somewhere before. What were you shopping for? On the way home from shopping, you say. Why go through the park?
Fascinating inquiry. Revealing me culpable of being insufficiently verbose. Let us consider the time saved by passing through the park on the way home from the store. In that time, I'm capable of solving 2 GMAT problem sets. On average, it requires me 3 minutes 24 seconds, ergo, the time to complete 2, on average, 6:48. However, in the case the questions are to the verbal category, admittedly not...
That's enough, I get the idea.
Mr. Justice, the court hopes to finish cross-examination sometime this month.
Please, I have a recording booked after this trial. I've got a show to perform. Gee, sorry you're all so busy. Were these men talking by any chance?
Now that you mention it, they were, though I cannot claim I heard them clearly. Only fragments, such as, "You lied to me." "Oh, and I'm gonna give you a taste of your own medicine, pal."
It's just as our defendant claims. I believe you wished to teach the victim what it felt like to take a bullet in the heart.
If that's true, then this is a vital piece of testimony.
Sounds like he heard them clearly enough to me.
Hold it! Might I be allowed to amend my testimony?
What now?
To be precise, he did not say pal, but man. Yes, that was the way of it. I swear it on my diploma.
What's the difference? And this other man, who was he? How can you be so sure it was the defendant? The crime took place at night. It would have been too dark. Pinky out.
Perhaps I was remiss in not mentioning this earlier.
Huh?
You see, in class, I always sit in the very backmost seat, like a good protagonist always does in animes. Do you know why?
Who cares?
Because I do not wish anyone to copy my perfect notes.
And this relates to your testimony how?
I mention this to illustrate my predisposition to that which is perfect. It was dark, you say, yet there are lights in the park. If I say the defendant was in the park that night, then he was in the park that night. It is a hard, immutable fact.
He sure is confident. He seems to be telling the truth, too. Are you sure the pistol you saw is the same as the one just submitted as evidence?
Am I sure? Surely you jest. Or so a common witness would be tempted to say.
Huh?
Yet I am no common witness. I see not only events as they are, but the logical structure governing these events. First, we must consider the fact that it was night in the park, which is indeed blah 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 blah. Man bear pig, man bear pig.
I think he means he couldn't see it that clearly. My badge for a normal witness.
Yet the fact that a pistol was fired before my eyes is indisputable. I can still see it when I close my eyes. The defendant raised his weapon.
Okay, wait a minute. This has got to be it, right? There's no way it was actually... There's no way it was actually in the, Yeah. The temple is not the forehead. Objection! Too easy. It always ends up like that. Phew, that's all of it. I think I have a chance.
Is that you relaxing, I see, Air Justice?
Objection!
Once is quite enough, Mr. Justice.
Apollo, pace yourself. This trial's not over yet. That autopsy report is outdated. Of course it is. Right. Look at this.
The autopsy report? Is there a problem with the autopsy report?
Right. A problem. Problem. Yes! The problem is the location of the entry wound.
Location?
You testified that the killer shot the victim square in the forehead, did you not?
I have already determined your angle of inquiry.
I don't know how the judge is so stupid. I don't know.
Allow me to explain. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, God. Explaining square as a figure of speech. Is he talking about Krypton?
Mr. Justice?
Yes?
Was your objection to these, Krypton particle things?
This is the big time and you're obsessed with something so small? You disappoint me.
No, I'm obsessed with something big. I mean, there's a bigger, less nitpicky problem here.
Do tell?
Just look at the autopsy report. The location of the entry wound was the right temple.
Temple?
Mr. Stickler, you said quite clearly that the victim was shot square in the forehead. That's a contradiction, isn't it? It is, right? Finally.
Objection!
Air Justice, oh Air Justice.
Yes?
Your tactics are outdated. Trying to shake the witness by objecting to trifles. Surely you haven't forgotten the fatal wound your master suffered 7 years ago. Phoenix Wright, was it?
Look, I know the wound in the wrong place according to this. I know the wound was in the wrong place according to this testimony.
Yeah. Hey, Air Forehead.
Forehead?
Let us imagine you are walking through the park. You see two men facing each other, one with a pistol trained on the other. What would you do, Air Forehead?
Well, I guess I would try to stop them. I'd probably shout, "Stop!"
And you, Fräulein?
Me? Well, I'd probably scream, "Eep!"
And you, Air Stickler? What did you shout, I wonder?
Ah! The victim turned his head at the last moment.
Gulp. Yes, thank you for jogging my memory.
It sounds like an addendum to the testimony is required.
As soon as the killer raised his pistol, I took action. Cease this at once, you two, I cried with composure. The victim turned in the direction of my voice and a shot rang out, whereupon our cowardly killer, the defendant, appeared to have become frightened. Tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene.
I see. So you attempted to stop the crime.
Indeed, with composure.
Well, maybe the criminal wouldn't have fired if he hadn't shouted like that. That doesn't really matter now, unfortunately.
Let us consider this new testimony, shall we? Observe the diagram, if you would. The witness, Mr. Sickler, was it, stood here. He shouted, "Oh, stop, please," or something of this nature, and the victim responded by looking in the witness's direction. If the killer were to have fired at just that moment, as we could see, the bullet would have struck the right temple as in the report.
That does seem to be the case.
Witness the power of a junior in Ivy University's Department of Science.
Very well, Mr. Justice. You may cross-examine the witness.
So you saw a raised pistol. Weren't you frightened?
It can be said we students of Ivy University know no fear. The moment I saw that pistol, my inner sense of justice compelled me to take action.
That was certainly brave of you. You might have gotten shot.
Huh? You certainly were lucky. If I were in the killer's shoes, I certainly wouldn't have left a witness behind.
He actually looks like he had no idea he was in danger.
Regardless, I attempted to halt the bloodshed.
He didn't keep his composure. Are you sure both men were able to hear your voice?
They were, of course. My high, exquisite voice echoed through the park. And the victim responded to that clarion call. Quite.
Did you hear the gunshot at the same time as the victim turned?
Indeed, I would say about the same time, to be precise.
And the victim didn't ask you for help?
It can be said that he didn't have time to ask. He didn't even have time to take a single step.
I'm totally sure that the killer fired because Mr. Stickler startled him. Don't say that too loud, Trucy, please. Can you describe the killer's actions more clearly?
He seemed quite surprised, especially considering that it was he who did the deed. As we can see, human psychology is a tangled web indeed. He simply couldn't believe what he had done. He shot, he panicked, a common tale but true. Unfortunately, before I could take further action...
Where did they recover the gun? No, it was at the scene. I'm not seeing anything immediately from this. You didn't try to apprehend the criminal?
It all happened so fast, I'm afraid I hadn't the time.
Doesn't something about that strike you as odd, Apollo? What? The killer was in a hurry, right? He fired the pistol and tossed it right away. According to the testimony, that's what happened, yes. In that case, I'd expect to find something that we didn't find. Find something? Find what? What are you getting at? We're gonna talk about the shiv, are we? Also, this says 2 rounds. Yeah. I like that contradiction. Kinda sad to see it go. Not as sad as I feel. What do we do now? At least the testimony's getting a little clearer. She's right. Maybe I can find something to use in this new testimony. It's gotta be the gun, right? Because it says the gun was fired twice. And the fingerprints were wiped. Wait a second.
Tisk tisk, another misleading request. Yet you're so beholden to your own mode of discourse, you can't see how it affects you.
Come again?
Wait a second, you say? A second? Are we intended to wait just that? A single second? 1/60th of a minute? That's hardly enough time to draw a breath, let alone make a statement in court. Now, had you asked for a longer period of time, say 3 minutes 35 seconds...
Mr. Justice!
Yes, Your Honor.
Am I to understand you are objecting to the length of a second?
Yes, I mean, no! Here, just look at the pistol. It doesn't have a single fingerprint on it.
A common ploy made all the more common, I fear, by the prevalence of television. Criminals these days are loath to leave fingerprints.
Wait, but you said the killer tossed the gun and ran. That's right. He didn't have time to wipe the gun for prints.
The little girl sticking it to the university student. There's a song in there.
Little.
Then let's think like adults, shall we, Fräulein? What if the killer, the defendant, was wearing gloves?
Gotta admit, I didn't think of that, Apollo.
Well, Mr. Justice?
Could the killer have been wearing gloves? Could he? Could he? No. I'm gonna say no. The record of the murder weapon is very clear about one thing. The fingerprints were wiped, which means some trace of prints remained, which contradicts your testimony. If everything happened as you say it did, he wouldn't have had time to wipe the pistol.
That may be, but it does not change what I saw. The killer, the defendant, he threw down the murderous weapon from his hand and fled. And this pistol was found at the scene of the crime, strongly suggesting that this was the weapon he disposed of. That sounds solid to me. Well, Air Forehead, any of your precious objections?
What gives, Apollo? Let's see that voice training go to work. You know, I've only recently realized something. No matter how much you train your voice, it doesn't matter if you have nothing to say. What do you mean, nothing to say? Isn't it obvious from what the witness just said? Huh? Isn't what obvious? When he restated what he saw just now, he said he saw Wocky drop a murderous weapon. But that's not the same as being 100% sure of what Wocky threw away. You're right. He's just confused because a pistol was found at the scene. Poor Mr. Stickler. It must be hard to be so perfect and yet so wrong.
Well, it can be said that I'm quite offended. While it is indeed true that once in my youth I wrote a love letter of my own that was seized by the teacher and posted on the blackboard for all to see, and for the appellation poor might be well prescribed by many others.
What we can say for certain is that the witness saw the killer throw something. Does the defense have anything to say about this?
Well, if what he threw wasn't a pistol, then it had to be something else.
At least one person on the defense team seems to be thinking.
I'll wipe that smile off your pretty face, Gavin.
Perhaps you can inform the court as to the nature of this something else. What did the killer throw away before fleeing the scene?
That'd be the knife. Oh, sorry, the shiv.
Is that a sword? I saw one of those in the late-night movie last night.
Great, a sleep-deprived judge. This knife was found at the scene of the crime, with the defendant's prints on it.
His prints?
This single piece of evidence proves two important things. One, that what the defendant threw down wasn't a pistol. Two, that the defendant wasn't wearing gloves.
Indeed.
Oh, Air Forehead. You're forgetting two other things you've just proven. One, that the man the witness saw was the defendant, Mr. Wocky Kitaki. Two, that the defendant was holding a knife with the intent of harming the victim.
Oh.
Indeed.
Never underestimate a Gavin is the lesson here.
This court is of the opinion that our witness is fond of making assumptions. In that light, I believe it would behoove us to hear about what really occurred. With less assuming, please.
It is always the same with you people. Mark left the house on foot, and 5 minutes later his brother left after him. How long would it take for Mark's brother to catch up to him? Assuming that Mark never had to stop for a traffic light. Assuming. Yes, that's what I said. Assuming. As if there were a probable situation. As if that were a probable situation at all. Yet here you are assuming that my assumption is no better.
What this court assumes is that the witness will testify as to what happened after the shot was fired.
It's like going into a math problem for a second. I think he hates math.
I could not prevent the killer from leaving the scene, nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience. Ergo, I used my cell phone to call the police. Until the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, I saw no one else.
Why didn't you chase the killer?
He was, as you say, a killer. Of course I could have run him down, yet what would he have done when cornered? Sadly, it takes more than an aptitude for solving quadratic equations to know that.
Yeah, I don't think he likes math.
Did the testimony earlier not prove the defendant's presence at the scene? And do we not also now know that there was no one else there? It seems clear that we have our killer. Does it not?
Does it not, Mr. Justice?
I better find a way to take this testimony down quick. Which way did the killer run?
By that time, it was clear the killer had noticed me. Naturally, he ran in the opposite direction.
That would mean he ran in the opposite direction from the Kitaki mansion.
Tung, don't even think about pointing out that he was going away from his home. All he had to do was loop back once he was out of sight.
How did he know that's where I was going? You were certainly composed for someone who had just witnessed a killing.
If one is to devote one's life to the pursuit of science, one must never flinch at the sight of a little blood, nor be so moved by a chemical discovery that one drops one's flask upon the lab room floor.
Ooh, cool answer. Very cool. So nothing strange about how he acted. Lucy looks like she has something to say. Wasn't your first thought to call an ambulance?
It can be said that I have dabbled in medicine. The injury I witnessed, namely a single shot to the head, tends to result in death. Ergo, there was no need for me to call an ambulance. Oh, a perfect syllogism. A proof in 3 parts. Exquisite, simply exquisite.
He actually looks like he's going to cry. Do we have a, No, that's not the thing. I want the autopsy report. Between 10:15 and 10:45... I don't know if we can say anything about that. Do we have anything on that? No. If he cries, you'll have that in common with everyone who listens to him talk. Okay, I just gotta keep pressing. Can you tell us in detail about these 10 minutes?
I stood in a state of heightened awareness. Anything could happen at any moment. Anyone could appear from any direction.
Is that all?
No one came. Nothing happened at all. I saw it all, which is to say, I saw nothing.
It was late at night. It's not odd to think there would be few people around in the park.
So we just stood there watching? Not much to go on there. Lucy, if you got something to say, by all means, say it. Can't find a single problem with that testimony.
Had enough at last there, forehead?
Maybe it's time to back off a bit. What's the point of backing off? The defense still has some questions that demand answers, Your Honor.
Your opinion, Prosecutor Gavin?
Oh, let him play attorney until he's satisfied, I say. I'll amuse myself by composing my next smash hit in my head.
Very well. You may continue with the cross-examination.
So what do we have here? Yeah, we don't know nothing about this phone, but watch it be his. Watch it be Stickler's phone. Have I been able to search the stand completely? Look at this, Apollo. Mr. Eldoon spelled his name backwards on this side. I think that says noodle. As in Eldoon's Noodles. Huh. Oh, I get it. So the name of his store is the same whether you read it forward or backwards. Yeah, I guess it would be. Well, except for the last S. Then how about a store called Team Meat? Close, but that would be Tam-mite backwards. And what kind of store is that? Why, a store that sells meat. It's not meat unless it's Team Meat. That's all we getting out of this? Yeah, there's nothing else on the cart yet. It's not that. Saw no one else. I'm not sure where we're going with this. I got nothing. I honestly don't know. I mean, I don't think anything new is going to pop up when I press again. Maybe there isn't anything left to unravel in this testimony after all. Some of us have glamorous careers we'd like to get back to this month there, Forehead. They don't have enough to put Wocky away yet. Should I back off for now? It feels weird to say so. It feels weird to say yes. I don't know. It feels weird. I don't know. Yeah, I really don't see anything. Maybe I should just say yes. There's nothing fishy about that testimony at all.
It appears there are no objections to the witness's current testimony.
There are any number of ways to explain the lack of prints on the pistol, I assure you. Perhaps the killer really was wearing gloves, which wiped the previous user's prints off. And after the deed was done, this fell out of his pocket as he was throwing the gun away. A mistake befitting of a small-time punk, in my opinion. No. No!
It seems we've come to the end of the line here.
No, that can't be all.
How unfortunate. It seems that you weren't cut out to stand on the same stage as me. Were you, Air Forehead?
I believe this brings the cross-examination to a close. This court will now declare a verdict for the defendant, Wocky Kitaki.
Who's holding it? Who's eking? Is it? Yeah, is it him? Oh. That's surprising. Trucy! Nobody move.
What's the meaning of this? Who are you?
There'll be no verdict in this court, not yet. Wait, are you one of the Kitakis?
The Kitakis? You mean the notorious gangsters?
If you don't want to see me give the pretty little girl a new smile, do as I say. Adjourn the court for 20 minutes.
But what? This court will not bow to pressure from the likes of...
There, Judge. I see a little point in further aggravating this gentleman.
Recess, 20 minutes, or I promise you, you'll regret it. Oh, I get what's happening. But wait! How'd he disappear so fast? I know what's going on here. Come to the defendant lobby, Apollo!
I suppose I have no choice but to adjourn for a 20-minute recess. Bailiff, catch that mysterious man!
I know what's going on, and you don't. I mean, it's just because I played the game before, so I kind of know what's happening here. And actually, it's just about 10 o'clock, so I get to take my break and get a non-water drink to have. So just give me a minute or so. I will be right back, everyone, and we'll see what the hell is Trucy's fate here. Okay, let's continue here. Trucy! Trucy! You move quick, Apollo. Good show, good show. Trucy, you're okay. I thought... Don't cry, Apollo. Those good-for-nothing gangsters. There are some things you just don't do. I'm pressing charges. Wait, just calm down, Apollo. Or else... What the heck is that? Surprised? This is one of my best tricks. The amazing Mr. Hat. You look marvelous, darling. He's a big hit on stage at the Wonder Bar. Yes, I'm a big hit. Ha ha ha. Well, what do you think? Do you like it? You mean you... Fruitsy, there are some things you just don't do. I'm pressing charges. Apollo, now is not the time to be threatening me. It's you who's being threatened here. Remember what you said to Wocky's father yesterday? You promised you'd save his son. But that testimony was rock solid. What are you suggesting I do? Look, once the judge declares a verdict, it's all over. If I can use my talent to stop that from happening, I will. Trucy, no more staged abductions, please. I'm not talking about magic, Apollo. I know when the witness isn't confident. I can perceive what he's feeling. It might not mean anything, but it's all we've got. You can see what he's feeling? Think back, Apollo. Think back to the times when there was a contradiction in his testimony. All the times. All the times there was a contradiction? You mean when he was crying? Oh, I think I remember them, sure. There were 2 times when he made statements he wasn't confident with, and each time there was a contradiction.
In his hand he held, yes, a pistol. It was pointed at the man pulling the stand. Tossing the pistol aside, he fled the scene.
He said the man tossed aside a pistol, but it turned out he wasn't sure, and sure enough, there was a contradiction. Well, that's true, but how does that help us? Didn't you notice anything? Whenever he made a statement he wasn't confident in, he displayed a certain habit.
In his hand he held, yes, a pistol. It was pointed at the man pulling the stand.
Did you see it? The very moment he said the word pistol, his fingers got all tense and he fiddled with the corner of a page in his book. How am I supposed to see that? Well, I could see it. How else do you think Daddy went 7 years without losing a game of poker? What? I always sat next to Daddy during big matches. I could see what his opponents were feeling. By being a good lawyer. You mean that's how Mr. Wright won all those games? It's not cheating officially. I wasn't looking at their hands or anything. And I wasn't there all the time either. Daddy's quite good at poker after all, but not good enough to go undefeated that long. Great, so he cheated. But what does that do for us? I don't believe this. You have to listen to his testimony one more time. No, scratch that. You have to watch his testimony. Perceive the truth. Watch a testimony? Perceive the truth? The only thing I'm perceiving is that I'm going to lose. Not true. He said so. He said you have the power, Apollo. Mr. Wright said that? Watch the testimony. Perceive his true feelings. Is she serious? Time's up. Sorry, I can't think of any other way out of this one, Apollo. What was that she said before the trial started? Huh, Mr. Wright's not here today? He said his old foot injury was acting up. Yes, he smiled when he said we'd be fine as long as you're there, Trucy. Is this what he meant by us being fine? Well, methods aside, she did avoid one guilty verdict already today. Time to show this court what I'm made of. Get ready for justice. Let's do it. Apollo. You know, I'm starting to think I can do this. I knew you could do it all along. Oh, one more thing. Try to cover for Mr. Hat as best you can. I just flew in from the coast and boy, are my arms tired. Right. I love Mr. Hat. A lot of South Park tonight.
Court is now back in session.
Right, we're fine.
I'd like to say to the young lady standing next to you, Mr. Justice.
Oh, you mean me?
Don't you have anything to report? Anything concerning the mysterious phantom and the silk top hat?
Right, him. Don't worry about him. I settled that.
You settled that?
And yes, it was an out-of-court settlement, right?
Perhaps Fräulein would have us believe it was nothing more than a passing dream. A fantastic illusion. Now you see it, now you don't, am I right?
I think he's on to me. I wish he would stop being so cool.
Let us dispense with these niceties and get straight to the matter. What are your plans for our gifted witness?
You're right. The defense would like to request another cross-examination. Because I forgot to ask something.
There was no issue with the witness's previous testimony. I will grant your request, however, but this court will not permit stalling for time.
Understood, Your Honor. I mean, that whole thing was just stalling for time, so... Don't forget, Apollo. When he isn't sure about something, he has a habit of fiddling with his book. Obviously not this one. Not this one. Was it this? Or was it... Yeah, it had to be that third one, right? I'm not sure I'm qualified to watch testimonies after all. Focus, Apollo. Find his weak spot. Focus. If only it were that easy. My ears hear what he says. My eyes see his expression. Do I have to do something more? What other senses do I have? What's this? My bracelet? My MacGuffin? What's going on? My bracelet feels different somehow. I think Daddy was right. You can see it, can't you, Apollo? You're almost there. Find the weak spot in his testimony. I know this sounds crazy. My bracelet is trying to tell me something. Yeah, it's in this, right? This isn't how you do it, huh? Do I just have to press, then? So you called immediately after witnessing the murder.
The police undoubtedly have a record of the call. Why not check with them?
Wait, Apollo. This has to be it. Wait, you mean his habit? Don't forget, Apollo. When he isn't sure about something, he has a habit of fiddling with his book. The only time he even had the book open was here. Which means this is the place to look for this habit. I don't know how I know, but I know. Know what? My bracelet. It's different somehow. I can feel it reacting to something about the witness. Your bracelet? The thing up there above my head? I'm not sure I get this focus stuff you were talking about, Trucy, but I have a feeling that trusting my bracelet is the way to go. Okay, I just need to touch my bracelet with triangle as it reacts to the testimony. What's going on? I can see the witness's face. His expression so clearly. It's filling my mind. I can see nothing else, hear nothing else. Apollo? Trucy, what's happening to me? This is what I meant by focusing. Focusing. In this state, you can see everything, Apollo. Everything the witness does. That's great, but this is kind of freaking me out. Just look for Mr. Stickler's twitch, his habit. You remember it, right? Sure. When he says something he's not sure of, he fiddles with a page of his book. You got it. Right now, you're looking at the witness's face. And your eyes are sort of bugging out. I'll bet they are. First, move your focus of attention down to Mr. Stickler's hand. His hand. You know what to look for now, but you have to be looking at the right place. He's right, I can only see his face like this. Time to try changing my viewpoint. With the left stick. Perfect. Now you're really ready. Ready for what? Ready to perceive the truth behind the twitch. Perceive. Try listening to the witness talk as you focus. Then watch for his habit. Right. You mean when he fiddles with the page. That's right. That's your signal to look closer, to perceive with triangle. Find his weak spot and I guarantee we'll be able to give him the royal flush. Spoken like a true pokerhead's daughter. I'm a magician, thank you very much. So I have to pay attention to his words and his fingers. Don't worry if you miss it. You can always try again. Right. Look out, nervous twitch. Here comes justice. Yeah, it was on I used my cell phone. I'll confirm it.
My cell phone?
You don't have a cell phone. I saw it. Just now, I could see it.
Mr. Justice, do you have something to say?
All this banging of desks, it's quite bad for my circulation, you know.
Mr. Stickler, allow me to ask you a simple question. Why did you fiddle with the page of your book just now? The very moment you mentioned your cell phone.
What are you talking about?
I'm curious now about this cell phone of yours. Mind if I ask a few questions? What to ask? I'm gonna ask to see his phone. Mr. Stickler, please show me your cell phone.
Why? Whatever for?
Show me and you'll find out.
Well, I can't. I don't have it, you see.
You don't have it.
Mr. Stickler, is this your cell phone?
Yeah. Oh, where did you get that?
That's the phone from yesterday. See, I figured. Look, a cell phone. Someone dropped it beneath this tire. If the car moved, it would be crushed for sure. I wonder if it belongs to the doctor here. How strange, Mr. Stickler. Can you explain why your cell phone is sitting here in my hand at this very moment?
Wait a minute, what is the meaning of this?
This cell phone was found yesterday in the Maractus Clinic garage.
The Maractus? Why, that's where the victim lived.
Yeah, that's impossible.
Mr. Stickler, you lied to the court, didn't you? If your cell phone is here, how could you have called the police?
You... It's true. I didn't have my cell phone that night. That is why it could be said that I called the police from a public payphone.
Ah, those still existed in 2007?
A payphone? So you didn't call on your cell phone at all?
Just where was this payphone located, Mr. Stickler?
Well, to indicate it with a startlingly high degree of accuracy, it was right around here.
They exist now? Really? I think they get away. They think they get rid of that stuff.
That's quite a ways from the park. But why did you lie?
There can only be one reason. He didn't want the court to know he had lost his cell phone. Because it was found in the victim's garage.
What are you saying?
Mr. Stickler, you broke into the Maractus Clinic garage on the night of the murder. This cell phone tells all.
But that's ridiculous. That makes it sound like I snuck into this fellow's garage to commit some crime. As though I was trying to kill him.
Well, Dr. Maractus was killed that night.
Well, yes, but no. This line of reasoning has to be against the rules. Yes, it's true I lost my cell phone, but you can't prove that I lost it that night.
Well, Mr. Justice, if that cell phone was dropped the night of the murder, it does raise considerable suspicions as to a connection with the crime.
Now's your chance, Apollo. Connect Mr. Stickler to the crime. Oh, he's already connected enough. I just have to prove it. Well, do I have a piece of evidence that can do the job? Can I prove the cell phone was dropped on the night of the murder? That is a good question. That is a good question. Does that have to do with the car mirror? Possibly. Actually, wait a minute. What does the, Yeah, I would like to zoom back in. I haven't been able to do this yet. What does the clock say? God, I gotta invert my head a bit. Turning it is not easy right now. Okay, now I can see it. So that's like stopped at 9:30. I don't know if that helps me. Can I prove the cell phone was dropped on the night of the murder? Right? I would show the... Yeah, it's gotta be, right? I have to show the car thingy. Of course I have evidence. Ooh, I like your swagger there, forehead. Hit it.
The court will see this evidence. Mr. Justice, hit it, as they say.
The evidence that proves the cell phone was dropped on the night of the murder is... Yeah, it has to be, right?
That's a side view mirror?
As it so happens, Dr. Maractus's car was in an accident that took place the night of the murder.
An accident?
An accident. It happened a little after 9 p.m., just outside People Park, our murder scene. Dr. Maractus's car hit a pedestrian.
What are you trying to say?
From the absence of a mirror, it's clear that the car was parked after the accident, which means it was parked there after 9 p.m. on the night of the murder. If your cell phone had been dropped before the car was parked in that garage, then it would have been crushed. After all, it was lying on the ground right under the wheel. Ergo, Mr. Stickler, the only time you could have dropped this in that garage was after 9 p.m. the night of the murder in the park.
You!
Mr. Stickler, you know what this means? You did break into the victim's garage that night.
This is most unexpected. Mr. Justice, are you naming the witness as a suspect in the murder of Pal Maractus?
No, stop! This is too much! This can't be happening!
Sup, Ray?
Prosecutor, say something!
I suppose it is worth saying this. No connection has been found between Wesley Stickler and Pal Maractus. That is, other than this.
I believe our next testimony will be most revelatory. Is the witness prepared?
Yes, Your Honor.
I know that face. That's the face of guilt.
That night, yes, I went to the supermarket. I must have dropped my cell phone on my way back. And when I was walking through the park, I happened to witness the crime. I saw the killer, the victim, the stand, all as clear as day. It was him. I saw the defendant at the scene.
Yes, but your cell phone was lying in a garage.
Spoiler alert, he wasn't prepared.
Yes, well, as you can see, my model of cell phone has a defect. It is given to rolling. It's quite a pain when I drop it alongside the road, you know.
Looks like a normal cell phone to me. In any case, Mr. Justice, the cross-examination, please.
That's funny. My bracelet didn't react at all during that testimony. His nervous habit must not be acting up. I didn't sense anything either, actually. Looks like you're on your own this time around. Right, no problem, I hope. Here comes justice. So you went shopping, which means you were holding a grocery bag when you witnessed the murder taking place?
Well, yes, of course.
Incidentally, the prosecution has received no report of this domestic detail.
Mr. Stickler, can you explain yourself?
No, I mean, yes, I did go shopping, really. I walked around the supermarket trying out the free samples. It's a deeply spiritual time for me.
I'm sure the store clerks would disagree.
Do you think sampling free food counts as a religion?
In any case, that night, I sampled to my heart's content and was on my way back home, yeah.
That's when you passed in front of the Maractus clinic?
Why, yes, that's correct.
That was a pretty suspicious pause there. Mr. Stickler, do you think you could be a bit more specific? Please show us the exact route you took on the night of the murder.
Of course. The supermarket is here along the main road. My way home from there takes me past the Maractus clinic. This is probably when I dropped my cell phone. Yet where was I walked on unaware of my loss. And walked right into that fateful park.
Which entrance did you enter the park from?
Well, to be exact, one might say that I went in from the entrance closest to the Maractus clinic.
The same entrance our victim used. Did you notice anything when you entered? Wheel marks from a noodle stand, for instance?
I have no recollection of such a thing, no. Yet though I might have missed the tracks, I could not miss what happened next. I am a keen observer of the obvious, you might say.
This part of the testimony is the key, I know it. Did I press him about the killer, the victim, or the noodle stand? Huh. Interesting. That's a, an interesting thing here. Do we have any, like, lead for this? Maybe we could ask about the victim. You could see the victim quite clearly, too.
Oh, clear as clear can be, I assure you.
I see. So, how'd he look?
How? How do you mean how? Be specific.
I mean, in general.
Defense will refrain from straining to come up with questions. Find the question that lies in your heart and ask that.
Yes, Your Honor. Afraid to judge who moonlights as a self-help guru. So clearly that's the, Okay, let's ask about the killer. Are you sure you remember the killer clearly?
How many times must I repeat myself? It was him, that unscrupulous fox-like fellow in the defendant's chair. He was looking even more unscrupulous at the time, no less.
He does look a bit like one of those trickster foxes in Legends of Yore.
I guess the killer's identity is already old territory. I'd ask something new. Figures, it's the stand I should ask about. Do you happen to remember the noodle stand?
Quite well, yes. For a student of the sciences, keen observation and healthy curiosity are vital. I remember everything. I could even read the sign. I believe it said... noodle. Yes, that was it.
For remembering something quite well, it sure took you a while to tell us. Thank you for telling us that a noodle stand sells noodles. Very enlightening. Well, Mr. Justice?
What about that sign? Could that be important? Very. So the sign on the noodle stand said noodle. It appears the defense has just obtained a vital piece of testimony.
Is this noodle stand's broth really that delicious? I'll have to go sample the wares one of these days. I think that's worth adding to the testimony as well.
Whatever sort of noodles that stand sells, it can't match up to my IVU's cafeteria. Some apply to the school merely for a taste of our smart noodles.
I wouldn't mind a taste of that myself.
Why, I even remember the sign on the stand the victim was pulling. It said noodle.
Objection!
And you're absolutely sure the sign read noodle?
Why, just last week my professor offered me this praise. At least you have good eyesight, Stickler, I'll give you that. It read, without a doubt, noodle.
I see.
What? Why are you looking at me like that? Is that pity I see in your eyes?
Let's take a look at our map, shall we? So you're claiming that when you saw the sign, you were standing... here, was it? Although it would have been a bit hard to read the sign from this spot.
You think so?
Mr. Stickler, I'd like you to please take another look at the stand, and to carefully read what the sign says. See, the sign actually states the name of the stand's owner. El Dunes.
Inconceivable! I'm certain it was definitely noodle for sure, positive.
I'm afraid your professor was wrong about that eyesight.
I wouldn't be so quick to jump to that conclusion. The sign he saw changes everything. The witness says the sign said noodle, and he saw it right. What would you say if I told you that there is one spot from which the sign would be read the way Mr. Stickler claims?
What?
Mr. Justice, show us this spot.
The witness actually viewed the stand from this location. The witness was standing here on the opposite side.
How do you know that?
When viewed from the south, the sign on the stand reads El Dunes, as we know. However, observe the other side of the stand.
Oh, this side says noodle.
Exactly. The name of the stand is split between the front and back signs. Mr. Stickler, you lied to the court. You witnessed the crime from the northern side of the park, not the south.
Yeah, oh, you got me. So what?
So what?
What does it matter if he saw the killing from the north or the south side? It makes no difference at all. He's right. Travel far enough to the south and you will end up going north. Viewed on a global scale, directions are utterly without meaning.
Actually, maybe he's right. What does it change? It changes everything, Apollo.
Trucy?
Remember his testimony from before? Though to be honest, I'm a little scared of where this is leading. Oh, we get fancy diagrams. The killer and the victim are facing each other here. Then, at the moment the killer raises his weapon, Mr. Stickler shouts. At which point the victim turns his head to look, and the killer fires his pistol. Nice clean hit to the temple. That's why the bullet hit him right in the right temple. No contradictions, right? Right, but if Mr. Stickler was standing on the north side of the park, that reverses the whole scenario. Completely. If Mr. Stickler shouts from where he is now, and the victim looks in his direction, the bullet would have to hit his left temple.
Ah!
In other words, someone standing at point K couldn't shoot the victim in his right temple. It's impossible.
That's right.
So now that we know what Mr. Stickler was Mr. Stickler was standing on the northern side, the wound location takes on an entirely different meaning.
Indeed, you're absolutely correct, Fräulein.
What meaning?
The entry wound was on the right side of the victim's head, correct? Well, the right side of the victim's head is north.
North? But that's where the witness, Wesley Stickler, was standing.
Correct. So if he was standing to the north, then the only person here who could have shot the victim in the right temple was Mr. Stickler himself.
Oh!
Order! Order!
Wow, the apple didn't fall far from the tree. He's flipped this whole case on its head while I was still figuring it out.
Clarify one point for me, if you would, Air Forehead.
What now?
Are you truly accusing this college student of murder?
Well, I can't say he exactly looks innocent, but something still doesn't feel right. Just can't picture him as the real killer.
No, please, looks aside, I'm really a nice guy. All my friends say so.
Let's hear what the defense has to say.
What are you going to do now, Justice? Should I really accuse Mr. Stickler? Do I or do I not? This one feels weird. Accused of another crime. I don't think Wesley Stickler is a killer, but he's not innocent either. His unusual silence tells me that much. Mr. Stickler, you seem unusually quiet. Tell us why, now.
The word confession isn't in my dictionary. Tisk, 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 Air Forehead. I'm afraid it falls to you to elucidate Air Stickler's silence.
Mr. Justice, you did say you were accusing the witness just now for a crime other than murder. No reason? The court's all ears.
I know he's guilty of something, but what other crime than murder is there? Do I have evidence that shows his involvement in some other crime?
Your evidence? Court's all lies, Mr. Justice.
Yes, what else could he have done? Could it be the car crash? Could it be the panty theft?
Show us evidence that points to the witness's involvement in a crime.
Right? It's gotta be the mirror. Something tells me this isn't one of those good silences.
Something else to say, Mr. Justice?
One more chance, please?
By all means, but your effort wasn't wasted. Look, a brand new penalty.
I screwed up. That wasn't it. There are these, then. The evidence is this.
What is that? Women's underwear!
Hey, those are mine!
I've never seen those in my life.
Don't look at me like that! Order! 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 Mr. Stickler! Well, I can't say this comes as a shock.
It's not what it seems! By Pythagoras' theorem!
On the night of the murder, just past 9 p.m., a young girl catches a panty snatcher red-handed. Bravely, she gives chase, but the snatcher flees and hides himself in no other place than the Maractus Clinic garage.
Aha!
Incidentally, these panties were found in the exhaust pipe of the car there. Presumably, he was trying to hide the evidence of his crime. Ergo, while you may not be a murderer, you are guilty of panty snatching in the first degree.
Please, hear me out! It's not what it looks like! It's a fraternity, hazing ritual.
Order! 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 Mr. Stickler! You should be ashamed!
It's not what it seems!
Clearly, it's exactly what he's seen, what it seems. There's Colonel Mustard with a candlestick in the library. Come on. Honestly, Clue is a much more luck-based game than this is.
So are we to understand that you were silent not because you were guilty of murder, but because you lacked the courage to admit your theft of this girl's undergarments?
Please, perhaps you are not aware that my school's name was originally written IV. I stands for intelligent, V stands for valiant, see?
Your point?
I'm not done. Now I'm a major in the science department. What does science teach if not curiosity? Yes, we of the IBU science department are valiantly curious. No challenge is too daunting, and what greater challenge to science than a mystery?
Come on, you were talking about a girl's panties here.
No, you do not understand. The mystery is the unknown, and the unknown is unacceptable. And my friends, when it comes to mysteries, those panties are the promised land. From the moment I first laid eyes on them, I was compelled to investigate. For science, you monster. A full-size car tire was only the first mystery those panties revealed.
A tire?
Yes, I saw her do it. She pulled a tire out of those panties. But that's not all. First there was the tire, then a stew pot, and a frozen chicken. One mystery after another. It was magic.
Oh, I remember now. He's one of the regulars in the audience at the Wonder Bar. Huh. He's talking about my magic panties trick.
I just don't understand. A broom from a pair of panties? It mocks the very laws of physics.
A broom? And a frozen chicken, Trucy? Whatever happened to doves and bunny rabbits?
Mr. Stickler, you stole this girl's panties to understand a magic trick?
You say panties, but they are so much more than that. For me, they are an object for serious study.
I wonder. And you thought he was just a pervert.
There has been a recent rash of panty snatchings in the area. Were they all you? I'm sorry, but I did it for science. Each time I spied a pair of panties flapping in the breeze, maybe this would be the pair that will elucidate the mystery. Even that night she chased me through the streets, I tapped the door. Perhaps it's the night that I still see the truth and lies within those panties. Yet what was I? For once again, the lacy, heart-patterned truth slipped through my fingers.
Still, that leaves one thing unexplained.
Ah, you refer to our witness's other lie, yes? The witness claimed he saw the crime from the south, but was in fact in the north.
Indeed. Would anyone care to explain why he lied about that?
Be my guest there, Forehead.
Me?
Did I not hear you correctly? Did you not say you do not accuse the witness of murder? Why then did the witness lie about his location at the time of the shooting? Or have you no idea?
Apollo, there's something about the way the diagram is arranged right now. When you think about it, right near where Mr. Stickler was standing, isn't there a...
Well, Mr. Justice, what say you? Do you have any evidence to show why the witness lied about his location?
The other pair. The evidence that shows why he lied is this.
What? More panties?
How many panties are you carrying in your pocket, Air Forehead?
These are the last, honest. These were found in a trash can at the park. Looking at the diagram, we can see that the trash can was right next to where the witness stood.
Mr. Stickler, you didn't!
Alas, I'm a failure as a scientist. I can't unravel the mysteries of the universe. I can't even unravel a pair of panties.
So, these panties are your handiwork as well.
That night, I had been chased, hounded into the Maractus Clinic garage. Weeping in frustration, I was forced to abandon my prize. Don't you see how I felt?
Believe me, I'd rather not.
I hid in the garage for a short while. Then, abandoning the panties, I made for home. To avoid the office where the girl works, I went towards the south entrance. When I saw them hanging there on a clothesline by a giant mansion. A giant pair of panties.
Apparently, he didn't know those bloomers belonged to the mob.
I had them safe in my pocket, ready to take home, when I stumbled upon a murder.
The murder of Dr. Maractus.
I reported what I had seen, but as I waited for the police to arrive, I got scared. What if they searched me?
That's when you disposed of the bloomers?
Yes, it was a severe blow to the progress of science, but one that had to be borne.
Fascinating if disturbing tale. I believe this brings today's proceedings to a close. And I'm more than pleased to dismiss this witness for the remainder of the trial.
One last thing, if I might.
Yes, Prosecutor Gavin.
Regardless of where we ended today, some vital points were made. Namely, that the defendant, Wocky Kitaki, was at the scene of the crime. And he was pointing a weapon at the victim. One more thing. Wocky Kitaki has a clear motive.
Indeed, the defendant, Wocky Kitaki, is still the prime suspect in this case. The only suspect, in fact, assuming there was no one else on the scene at the time. Yet a mystery remains. The location of the wound in the victim's right temple is yet to be explained. The court requests further investigation from both the defense and prosecution.
Yeah, baby.
No problem.
Very well. This brings the trial for the day to a close. Court is adjourned.
Day 2. What a train wreck that was. Glad we made it out of that trial alive. Really? I had fun. And Wocky made it through the day too. Everyone was too obsessed with panties to bother with the real case. But it was good publicity. Imagine the crowd at my show tonight. You should come, Polly. Yeah. The amazing Mr. Hat will be making an appearance. Hi, folks. I'll be here all week. That's about enough of him. Hello? Miss Tiala. Thank you for today. The trial went well. Oh, right. No problem. Do you think Wocky will be okay? Well, he's not guilty yet. Please, you have to help him. We're supposed to get married next month. Oh, congratulations. Way to put the pressure on a guy. Please let me know if there's anything I can do to help. You know what? Before I talk, let's we gotta talk to the plant. It's Charlie, the houseplant. They've had it for years, apparently. That's Mr. Charlie to you. He's been here longer, after all. Right. Sorry. I'm sorry, Mr. Charlie. He was raised by a tribe of heathens. She's saying something to the plant as she waters it. Mr. Charlie forgives you. This time. Is there anything else I might do to please his high leafiness? Because now we can talk to Alita. Or Tiala. Whichever one her name is. Alita, right? Are you sure about marrying into the Kitaki family? I'm fine with it. And I love Wocky with all my heart. Aw, that's so sweet. So it doesn't bother you that you'll be, married to the mob? I don't think so. My parents are against it, of course. Hey, where did you and Wocky first meet, anyway? Good question. Miss Tiala doesn't look like the type to have gangster connections. Oh, we met at my old job, actually. Ah, office romance. She's not very forthcoming with information about herself, is she? Did you know that the boss is trying to get out of the business? Really? Mr. Kitaki wants to quit being a gangster? He's trying to transfer his assets into a normal company. He only announced it recently out of the blue. I hear there's quite a lot of confusion in the ranks. I wonder if this explains that apron. I can't imagine Wocky going along with that. He's highly motivated, isn't he? That's not the word I would have used. He said, I'll be the next big boss and keep the family alive. I think he's at that age when boys want to make a mark on the world. Oh God, I can't do that. A mark on the world. That's not the way I would have put it. His father moves in a lot of circles. He's really focused on profits. The Kitaki family's been making a killing recently. Again, not the way I would have put it. But Wocky says it's not about the money. They have the gangster tradition to uphold. Ooh, a generation gap. They've even got the ever-classic what about the family business thing going. Usually it's the father worried about tradition. Can I ask you a question about Wocky? I understand he was operated on by the victim, Dr. Maractus. Apparently, yes. I was in his clinic about half a year ago. He messed up my op something bad. And then he just lets me go without a word. See you later, bye. So I gotta go in, get another doc to patch me up again.
Yes, it sounded horrible. Wocky has always been fond of fighting, I'm afraid.
I'm not sure it qualifies as fighting when pistols are involved.
Mr. Gavin was saying his life might be in danger, wasn't he? No, that can't be right. I'm sure he was just trying to scare us.
It's scary to think that a surgeon might make a mistake, but it's even scarier when he tries to hide it. I'd like to know a little more about this operation. Maybe it's time to pay the Maractus Clinic a visit.
I should be getting home now. Wocky's in your hands, Mr. Justice.
Right. Leave it to me. Apollo, I think you're only making her more nervous. Sorry, I'm new at this, okay?
Hee, it's all right. I believe in you.
Let's see. Can we talk to Phoenix? No. Can we investigate the park any? No. And go to El Dunes. Nothing in the garage. Front entrance to the Maractus Clinic. Walls and posts are so highly polished I can see my face in them. Wait, my hairdo's a little flat. There, perfect. Can't do anything else, right? I mean, I've examined all this before. Where haven't I gone? It's not the garage. Here we go. Now can we actually get an interrogation going? Looks like Wocky's out for questioning. I really need to talk to him. I guess we'll come back later.
Excuse me.
Yes?
The other suspect is all through with questioning, sir.
The other? You mean the panty snatcher? Wesley Stickler. So they arrested him too? Alright, let's have a little chat with Mr. Stickler. I hope I don't regret this. He is a valuable witness. He is a bit precious, I'll give him that.
Please, keep this brief if you would. I'm quite busy. I need to finish this paper. Yep, it's you!
Mr. Stickler, we'd like to have a few words with you.
Very well, as long as they're few.
Nothing would make me happier, believe me. Mr. Stickler, on the night of the murder, you stole...
Wait, I can't help but feel that I'm being misunderstood.
How exactly?
Yes, that night I obtained a pair of panties, it's true. However, it was my burning curiosity that drove me to do it, nothing more.
You wanted to know the trick to my panties, right?
You're here too? Oh, great Trucy, teach me!
Eh?
I must know the secret of your panties. My very existence hangs in the balance. Please make me your apprentice.
Apollo, help! I don't know, I think he'd make a great, lovely assistant. Don't say that, Apollo! You want to know the trick to my panties? There is no way that sounds okay ever, I know. Could you relate what you saw the night of the murder to us one more time?
Why not? Though it hardly differs from the testimony I gave in court. The defendant was there in the park that night, of this I'm quite certain. He was pointing a pistol, or something like that, at the victim. That's when I shouted, "Stop, you two! Let's resolve this like gentlemen!" And the next moment, a shot was fired.
And this is all true? Really?
My panties are gone, my innermost heart revealed. What further reason could I possibly have to lie?
I can't think of anything he'd want to hide more than panty snatching, true. Sounds like Wocky was at the scene of the crime after all. Though I wish it weren't so. So now I can actually ask him about stuff. Fine, ignore my evidence, see if I care. I wonder what he's thinking. On second thought, let's not go there. Yeah, so I should be able to show some stuff to him.
That's it! The mystery! The unanswerable riddle!
Actually, they're just a normal pair of panties.
What? How is that possible?
It just takes practice, that's all.
Then you must teach me, you must! To think if I could produce a pencil, an eraser, a textbook, and a lunch, all from a pair of panties, my life would be complete.
He's serious, isn't he? You got nothing to say about your phone? About the shiv. Nothing? Stand? No. Not plums? How about the gun? Nothing. Alright, I guess we're done with him then. Unless we could, Okay, no, you can't present people right now, so we're done with him. Just go more places. Yep, now new stuff's opened up. Yipes, she's back!
Hey, you two, over here.
Us? Yo, Little Plum, what's up? I think all this gangsterese is a negative influence on Trucy.
Heard you retrieved my bloomers.
Well, I was just doing...
A man speaks clearly and takes credit where it's due. You caught the thief, didn't you?
Yes! Sorry, I caught him. You're cute when you're nervous, Polly. I'll deal with you later.
But enough about bloomers. What about my son, Wocky?
Wocky? Well, he's...
Clearly.
Yes, ma'am! This is why I was kind of hoping we could avoid coming back here. He's really everything you'd expect in a boss's son. I'm going to be a gangster, dude.
Life does have an appeal for that age. Particularly for boys.
What? Don't look at me like that.
He was shot in a turf war about a half a year ago.
Yes, we heard the story from Wocky.
But he didn't tell you the whole story. You know, even if he had a pistol then, he couldn't have shot anyone.
What?
He acts like he's hard, but he couldn't shoot someone to save his life. I should know. I'm his mom.
Her words do have a certain weight to them.
Hopefully, when this is all taken care of, he and the boss can sort out their differences.
Boss? You mean Wocky's father? They didn't seem to be on the best terms, did they?
It's true. One of our pistols is missing.
So the murder weapon was from this mansion. We kind of figured, given the difficulty of obtaining a gun these days.
None of the rank and file have access. Only the boss, myself, and Wocky could have taken it.
I see.
I'm sure the cops will continue tromping all over the mansion because of this case. Maybe this is a sign that it's time for a change.
He doesn't seem too concerned, at least.
Yeah, Wocky's fiancée.
They're getting married next month, correct?
I suppose. She's been staying over lately.
You don't look too happy about that, Little Plum.
How'd you guess?
Even I could tell that. Could you tell us more about her?
Wocky brought her home one day. Says he wants to tie the knot.
I can see why. She's so pretty.
Oh, she's pretty enough, but you know. Nah, it's probably just me being suspicious. Stay in this business too long and you start to only see darkness in people. You get a nose for it. A nose for people. A nose for trouble.
I wonder what the problem is. It's like a gangster's only version of female intuition.
The boss may act tough, but that boy means the world to him.
But Wocky seems, well, it seems like he's against his father's position.
That's to be expected. We're in a bit of a transition now. Trying to cut our ties to the shadiest side of the street and do more on the up and up.
Lurk time, Axel? No prob. Oh yeah, you're streaming tonight, right? Have a good one.
Wocky isn't too enthusiastic about the change, it's true.
But why the change? Is the gangster thing just not paying the bills?
What? It pays, but we need a lot of money right now. Clean money, that is.
I see. Something must be up.
You'll see things the way the boss sees them someday.
Is there anything to present to her? Could give her underwear back. About these.
Hey, my bloomers! Thanks for that, I owe you one.
I thought you might like them back, so...
Huh? Oh, no. Why don't you keep them as a souvenir?
Oh, no, I couldn't, really. Thanks for the offer, but I could use those in my Magic Panties act. I'll pull shivs and pieces of shivs and pieces and Godfathers out of them. Great, now your props are going from bland to dangerous. How about the gun? So this pistol belongs to the Kitaki family, is that correct?
It's one of the pieces we keep around. That is, we used to keep around. They're all gone now.
Oh.
Police came yesterday and took everything. Everything but my broom.
Don't you think you should have given them that too?
You kidding? Can't clean up very well without a broom.
How about the shiv? Can you tell me if this knife belongs to Wocky?
Oh, that's his knife, all right. Bought it for him for his birthday.
Wow, that's a pretty hardcore present.
I remember him falling asleep with it clutched in his arms.
Ooh, I know the feeling. I bet he was just as happy as I was with my plastic spaghetti. That's probably it, then. Unless a new topic opened up. Nope. Doesn't look like anything else opened up, so we're going in the park. Nope, nothing in the park. Something new must have opened up. Good. One more sip and we get to talk to Eldoon again. Probably. Hey, it's Mr. Eldoon! Oh, Mr. Eldoon! What's wrong?
So you found my stand. That's why I'm here, to thank you. But now it's a crime scene and they won't let me have it back. That's also why I'm here. I got no other place to go.
Ah, I see.
How can a noodle stand be a crime scene? That's what I don't get, Trucy Doll. Even in death, he's after my neck, I tell ya. Can't even cook an honest noodle.
Thoughts on Nintendo Direct? Pretty good. I mean, definitely, you know, Prime 4 is the highlight for me. And then otherwise, seeing the Legend ZA stuff, I mean, just a little bit. I'm surprised they didn't just show that in February, but, you know, there's cool stuff. And it did confirm the elemental monkeys. He? Even in death. You mean the victim, Dr. Marachnus?
I tell ya. It's enough to drive a man to make his soup even saltier.
Remind me never to eat his noodles when he's in a bad mood.
That stand, for generations it served up the very best noodles us Eldoons can make. Tradition of noodles and salty broth. It's more than a stand, it's history, I tell you.
Watch what you say or it might become true. That's a great story, Mr. Eldoon. A single stand passed down from generation to generation.
Of course, to be honest, I didn't plan on doing it.
That's right, you said something about that. About you rebelling against your pops, was it?
Good memory, Trucy Doll. I was a go-getter back in my day. Until my friend next door butted in. In the end, I was left with nothing but this dusty old stand to earn my fortune.
Mr. Eldoon, I don't mean to pry, but what exactly did you do before you became a chef?
Let old Noodles lie, that's what I say.
I'm starting to get an idea of what he did, anyway.
He stole my dreams and left me with nothing but noodles. And now I don't even have that.
Mr. Eldoon, if I might ask, what exactly happened between you and the Maractus Clinic?
Eh?
I couldn't help but sense enmity there.
Enmity? I hate him. Hated. Him acting like he smells like roses when he's rolling in mud.
Excuse me?
He's the only doctor at that clinic, you know. Pretty impressive, huh? I'll tell you the secret to his success. The mob.
You mean the Kitaki family?
They're always having one of them turf wars or whatnot. Always an injury or two that needs fixing. Maractus saw a chance for some business. So he started giving the Kitaki family a good deal.
Deal?
Every fifth operation for free. He stole the idea from my pops. 1 free bowl of noodles a week, he used to say.
And a doctor just decide to do that? What about the insurance companies?
Oh, no doubt it's illegal. But he got him in good with the family. Pretty soon he was getting all the business in town. Leaving me here in the dark. Up to my neck in soupy noodles.
I think I figured out Mr. Eldoon's former occupation. Can't hurt to ask, Apollo. Mr. Eldoon, or should I say, Dr. Eldoon.
Figured it out, did ya? That's right, I was a doctor. A surgeon. Until the year before last.
So Mr. Maractus was your rival?
You like those onions they put in the soup broth?
Yeah. Kind of.
You take a spoon, you drink some broth, those onions will find their way in there. For people who like them, why that's just fine. For people who hate them, I hate onions. Hate them. Always sneaking in from the side, getting in the way of a good tasting spoonful. That's what he was. An onion. Onion boy, that's what I called him.
So you weren't exactly friends.
Me and pal Maractus, ever since preschool we were getting in each other's faces. No matter what I did, sure enough he'd come following along. And he'd do it better than me. Just blow right past without so much as a howdy.
I see.
That's right, I was a surgeon long before he was, you know. And that no-good onion boy comes along.
Well, Trucy, looks like we found ourselves a new suspect. Don't say that!
Thanks to him, I was forced to trade in my scalpel for a ladle. Sorry, pal. Didn't mean to weigh you down with an old man's ramblings.
No, it's fine.
By way of apology, you ever get yourself in a spot of trouble, you drop by. You're investigating Maractus, aren't you?
Yes?
Well, you want to know about a doctor? You ask a doctor. That's all I'm saying. You just think of me if you need something, Trucy doll.
Right, thanks, Mr. Eldoon. I guess the time spent listening to him complain wasn't entirely wasted. What more can we learn from you? Nope. Nothing there.
That's one of my bowls. See the Mr. Salty mark?
The mascot of Eldoon's Noodles.
They come to the stand, they sit, they drink deep from that bowl, and when they see the bottom, their face looks just like Mr. Salty's. Genius, no?
Very high concept.
Can't apply a trade if you don't love the tools, remember that.
Yes, sir. Juicy has a thing for professionals, clearly. Are we really gonna get anything else from him?
That's right, Sonny. When are you bringing my stand home? I'm ready. Can't you see I'm ready?
I guess.
Until that stand is back home, this case is not closed, you hear me?
I think I'll avoid talking about his stand in the future. Where else can I go? Can I go into the park now? Unless there was something else I had to talk to Eldoon about. I didn't see that. Okay, here we go. Maybe I can talk to Wocky now. I was hoping to meet with my client.
Wocky Kitaki's just finished questioning. I'll bring him out.
Great, finally! Yo, sup, my little imposter? What did you call me? Dizam, it's you? Sorry, G, thought you were a leader. My little imposter sure is a strange nickname. It's a Clink thing, you wouldn't understand. Did I say imposter? I meant poster, like poster girl, aight? If you're gonna drop part of that, why not drop poster and just call her girl? Cause she's so much more than that, G. She's like an angel, fallen angel. So what can I do you for? You don't look so chipper today, Wocky. Worried about your heart condition, maybe? That was the wackest thing of all us G's lining up, taking eye exams and all that. Better to die young than fade away, bizoy.
A relief to hear.
What's a relief?
Oh, did your father not tell you? That bullet you carry so close to your heart. If not attended to immediately, it could kill you.
Man, I ain't trying to hear that. A man fights to protect what's valuable to him, you know what I'm saying? I miss my fallen angel. Hey, you go get a leader for me. You're my lawyer, aren't you? Lawyer, not gopher. So I hear you're to be married next month. Straight up, we poured the nuptial 40 out on the stoop. Leader, oh, Snapple Cake, she's so fine. I think he's smitten with her in his own weird way. I was wondering, how did you two meet? I asked Tiala, but she was very vague. Huh? Well, man, if she wouldn't tell you, I'd best hold my tongue, you feel me? Man, what's past is past, she knows that. When I'm with Alita, I feel like there's things worth protecting out there, you feel me? My Alita, she's down with that all the way. So both of them are mum about their past. Do you think you could tell us what happened with you and Palmaractus? There's something you should know. We Kitakis are having what you might call a feud with the Rivalis family. So about 6 months back, I go into Rivalis turf packing a knife, right? And you were shot? Coldest thing I ever seen. One shot to the heart, but my homies weren't too late. It's a miracle that I lived. It's already considered one of the 7 wonders of the Kitaki family, you know that? So you were taken to the Maractus clinic then? You should have seen their faces when they wheeled me in. You can't just let the boss's son die, you know? I'd hate to have been in that doctor's shoes. Mr. Kitaki's scary enough when he's not angry. But the bullet that hit you, it was never removed? And it's still threatening his life. That doctor, he did it on purpose. The Rivalis paid him off, I'm sure of it. I need to hear more about the night of the murder. That much is clear. Life in the family is a G thing. It's about being a man. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, I'm not up on my G things. I'm not even sure what a G thing is. My old man, he's gone soft. He says the old rival gang days are over. He just wants to make money. Isn't that a good thing? Man, there ain't no soul in making money. Better to live fast and die young, for shizzle. Wait till I run the yard, then everyone will know what time it is. That's right, OG time all the time. Represent. Apollo, why does he keep talking about old guys? I don't think that's what OG means, Trucy. Okay, what can we show him? His Shiv? Got these weapons, the pistol and the knife. They belong to the family. I snuck them out that night. So the killer Mr. Stickler says he saw that night was... I guess it was me. I was there after all. We're finished. Yo, Wocky, do you think you could tell us exactly what happened that night? Eh? You don't beat around the bush, do you? I like your style, shorty. Now we can actually talk. Actually, there's a question I've been wanting to ask you for a while now. That is, did you do it? Did you shoot him? I don't know. Eh? The day of that checkup, when I found out about the bullet in my heart, I borrowed a gun from the family stash. Figured I'd give that doctor a taste of his own bad medicine. Bad medicine's what I need. Oh, whoa, whoa. Uh-oh, I don't like where this is going. But you were carrying a knife, weren't you? Oh, that? Yeah, well, never can be too careful, I say. So I'm on my way to the clinic, right? When I run into him in the park, and he's dragging this noodle stand behind him. Wait, you didn't put him up to that? Like, you know, in the movies? If you value your life, you'll bring the stand. Shorty, you're more whack than I am, and that's saying something. I was serious. The thing is, I don't remember what happened next all too well. You don't remember? But the way I see it, if there wasn't anyone else there that night, then I guess it probably was me who did him in, you know what I'm saying? Well, that ain't good. Yeah, whatever. Seems preoccupied. I'm not sure he even looked at my evidence. Alita, man. Alita. Nope, same thing. I've probably shown him everything I could. Yep. I've exhausted my options. Just go everywhere until a new thing pops up. Not the park. It's not the garage. What am I missing? Where haven't I? I know, I've gone everywhere, so what the hell? So, any leads? One moment. Shazam! Alakazam! Whoa, evidence keeps flying out of nowhere. Ta-da! That's all. Neat, huh? Yeah, real neat. If everything that Panty Snatcher said was true, it doesn't put Wocky in a very good position, does it? He was at the scene of the crime, that's pretty clear. There's gotta be a different angle on this. Well, let's get investigating. No time like the present. Well, that didn't help. What do I do? Yeah, no other options came up. I thought I presented everything I could. Nope. Okay, we're clearly forgetting one thing. Well, I guess I didn't show him the gun, but it seems like they lumped them together. Yeah. Yeah, they lumped them together. Okay, there's nothing else with Wocky. Yeah, and Phoenix has not shown back up. Can't say anything else to... Oh, you know what I never did? I never picked up this trash can. This is where we found the mirror. Come to think of it, wasn't there something else in here? Something near the bottom? Look at the paint on these. That means these must have ended up in here after Mr. Wright's accident. Maybe they're connected. Let's pick them up. Yeah, now I can actually hold on to both. Yeah, and we did see this before. So now we can start presenting the slippers to people.
Sorry, kid, I got no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, now that we have these... I guess the best person to show this to would probably be Eldoon. Nope. Wocky really gonna know anything about these? No? Okay, I'm a little confused now. You know, I never looked inside the shoe. Yeah. I never did this. We can get a toe print. I wonder, could this be a print? Why would there be a finger? Oh, you mean a toe print. Good call, Apollo. I bet we can analyze it just like a regular print. This could be a vital piece of evidence. Yeah, cake it all on. Nice. Hey, it worked. It looks like a big toe, maybe. Well, I feel like the case is solved already. What was next? We have to match the print, right? Right, let's match it. Wait, the detective didn't give us a list of toe prints, Apollo. Oh, good point. Maybe we should ask her. Get some expert advice. I guess so. I'm not sure she really qualifies as an expert. Yeah, now we can go back to the park. Oh, Emma! Damn it, where the fuck are you? Emma, where are you at? Not in the garage. Fuck, man. I thought I had that. Damn it. Huh. Well, can I also... I guess I could still examine stuff, right? A mannequin put in place of the body. I think I've seen him by the police station. The way he's forced to look at the ground now, day in and day out. It's kind of sad. Trash can sits next to the path here. And I guess now we know it was Mr. Stickler who hid little Plum's bloomers here, huh? That's right, Trucy. What a web of lies grew from that one little act. I can still remember that moment. You brandished those bloomers on high and shouted, "Objection!" Here's what I want you to do, Trucy. Take that memory, gently lock it away deep in your heart, and never speak of it. The knife is sticking straight into the ground. Remember what Wesley Stickler said in the trial today? Wocky was very likely pointing this at the victim. Like he wanted to kill him. Yeah, that's the problem. Blue plastic tarps cover the ground around the stand. They were apparently put here to preserve the crime scene. You know, I never did look at these leaves here, but... Oh, I can't click on any of them, right? No. Poor Mr. Eldoon. His stand's been standing here since this whole thing started. It almost looks at home here in the park now. I think it should be made into a playhouse for children. I think its owner would disagree. Ooh. Benches line the river running through the park. Ah, a little urban oasis. I bet children come here to splash around on the water. That river's a little deep for splashing and a little dirty. Well, they could listen to the water and pretend they were playing. Alright, now I must have, like, looked at everything over here. So now I'm even more lost. I don't see how anything new would come up here. I never looked at... Never saw this. Part of the gate was... An impressive gate befitting the Kitaki mansion. Look at the nameplate. Kitaki. That's so cool. Short and blunt, like any good gangster. Ooh, let's change our name. How about WAA? Maybe that's too short and blunt. What do you think? No comment. Not gonna lie, I am just kind of lost. Nothing new opened up here, I don't think. And there's nothing here either. Police car is parked in front of the Maractus Clinic. It's empty. Police must be inside investigating. Can't believe we just can't go in. Well, we've got to check out this clinic, that's for sure. Yeah, but what about the guard? No harm in asking. Excuse me.
Hey, it's you two from yesterday.
That's the same officer that was standing out by the park yesterday.
Your business is over in the park, isn't it? The clinic's off limits. It's not involved.
But...
What part of off limits do you not understand? Show me proof that the clinic is connected to the incident in the park or beat it.
No harm in asking. No gain either. No point in sticking around here, I guess. Except we could, like... No. If only we could do something here. Ah. This car belongs to someone at the Maractus Clinic, and it hit Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright sprained his ankle, and the little car lost a side view mirror. It's car versus Mr. Wright. Not quite the match of the century. Doesn't look like anything new's opened up. Look, it's a folding ladder. Polly, that's called a step ladder. Come on. A step ladder? How is that different from a regular ladder, then? It's a much more complex piece of machinery. It's like two ladders stuck together. So you admit that basically it's a ladder, right? Wait, huh? You have to look past the form, at the essence of the thing. Can we talk about something else? Yeah, we ain't getting anything new here. So I'm still very confused. I honestly don't know what to do. What do I have to do to get, Emma to show up? Phoenix isn't here. No. Still nothing to see with a gun, right? There was never anything to see on the gun. Huh. I'm lost. I really don't know what to do. Oh, now something popped up. What did I do differently? Look at that crowd over by the park. Probably people trying to get a glimpse of the crime scene. But why are those girls screaming? I think I just heard one say, "Oh my god, it's him!" Wait, that motorcycle. Ah, if it isn't their forehead. Prosecutor Gavin. Some fans found me on my way out. Just my luck.
Oh my god, it's so cool!
Thus the screams. New album just came out, you know? Try waving to them. They love it.
Oh, so cute!
They're so excited it doesn't matter who waves to them, see? This is surreal. So you were here investigating? And I was on my way home when my hog gave up the ghost. Your hog? My motorcycle won't start. Clogged exhaust pipe.
Too bad. It looks like such a nice bike, too. Hard to believe that it could break just from that.
Ah, it's my fault. I think I was using the wrong oil. Cars, motorbikes, they're all the same. Clog the exhaust and they won't run. Nah, machines. Tell me you'd share my angst there, forehead. I ride a bicycle, actually. In any event, I'm off to the shop to get her fixed. The detective in charge of the scene isn't fond of me in any case. The detective? You mean the one in the lab coat? Yeah, she's in a foul mood, too. Be gentle. I'll be the same, baby.
Oh, there he goes!
And the forecast for the park today, gloomy skies.
Well, nothing to do but head on in.
Let's hit the park, Apollo. About friggin' time. What did I do to change this? Was it just examining shit? Huh? Does something about this scene look different to you? The blue tarps are gone. Maybe that's it. Yeah, I think you're right. Look over there.
The white frock detective from yesterday. She seems to be apologizing reverently
To the trash can. She's under a lot of stress. The investigation's probably not going so well. Hey, you there. If you're going to talk about something with someone behind their back, do it more quietly, please. Oh, Detective Sky, hello.
You seem as gloomy as ever.
This is miserable. Miserable. I just got a new kit and I can't get this stuff to work. And everyone's all smiles for that glimmerous fop.
Glimmerous? Does she mean Prosecutor Gavin?
More to the point, doesn't she mean glamorous?
When he walks, his shiny change catch the sun and glimmer in my eyes. It's distracting.
Speaking of distracting,
I guess I just have to accept the fact that I lack talent.
sounds like she's trying out some sort of new forensics technique. Detective Sky, you know Mr. Wright, correct?
How do you know my daddy? I want details.
Well, he helped me out a long time ago. You might say he saved me. Wasn't she saying something about getting involved in an incident? I can't stand it when things are vague, especially in a case. I have to study to become a forensic scientist in Europe. But you're a detective now. Well, I failed the test. But you know, rank and title don't matter. What matters is what's inside your heart. I've always thought that too. And my heart is full of science. That's why I bought this kit through mail order. I'm gonna test it here before the forensics team arrives. Are you sure that's okay? I won't lie, I'm not fond of the man. Those glamorous types always rub me the wrong way. Glamorous, right. Prosecutors should be cool of wit and furrowed of brow. Less glimmerous and more simmerous, you know? No, actually, I don't. Well, that and what happened 7 years ago. Prosecutor Gavin was the one who stripped Mr. Wright of his attorney's badge. What? Really? He was the one? You mean you didn't know? I thought you were one of his boys. I'm neither a boy nor one of his, but let's see what she has to say. What exactly happened 7 years ago? I never actually heard the details. Then investigate. It's better you learned it for yourself anyway. Do you mind me asking exactly what it is you've been doing? Squatting down on the ground like that? Ooh, you want to know, do you? Well, I splurged on a new toy. You splurged? You mean it wasn't police issue? What is it? I see a roller and glue? This is a footprint analysis kit. Footprint? It was raining on the night of the murder, which means that footprints were left. Oh, does that have anything to do with those blue tarps? Right, the ground was muddy, so I had to protect it as it was that night. Ever wanted to know exactly where someone was standing? Like your panty-snatching student witness, for instance? Aha, so with that kit. Right. What? Want to try this stuff out? Huh? Are you sure? I mean, we're sort of on opposing teams and all. Oh, pshaw, you're friends. And to tell the truth, I'm not so good at doing this. Guess I'm a little clumsy. I could use your help. Ooh, I'm good at stuff like this. I used to make magic bunnies out of paper mache. Footprint analysis, huh? Well, should I give it a go? Okay, I'll give it a go. That's the spirit. Right, allow me to explain. One moment. She's reading the instructions for her kit. Why does this not fill me with confidence? First, we have to pick the footprint, or in this case, shoe print we want to analyze. I've taken the liberty of marking all the shoe prints in the park. Well, which shoe print should we start with? If we're going to verify the defendant's account, here's the place to start. Shoe prints prepared to be examined. Ooh, this is so exciting. Right, here goes. First, pour the plaster into the print until it's full. You try it. How am I supposed to do that? Just press X where you want to pour the plaster. Like this. That doesn't look too hard. If you run out of plaster in your beaker before you're done, you have to start over. In that case, when we do, not bad. You're handier with that than you look. What's that supposed to mean? On to the next step. Dry the plaster until it turns white. Right. Just press X to blast it with that dryer. There, give it a shot. Easy enough. Looks like it's hardened nicely. Let's take a look. Yes, that's a good one. Next, the ink. Ready for the next step? Use the roller to ink just the shoe print part. Hold on to that roller tight now with X and roll it up and down. Keep going till you get enough ink on there for a good print. Apparently that's good enough. Right, now the moment you've all been waiting for. Let's take our print. Ready? Here goes. Plop. Let's see if we get a match. So who are we comparing this to? We gotta compare this to Wesley, right? Oh, that ain't right. Yeah, it looks most like, No, that's not right. No good. Just messed up somewhere. You tried on another print? Oh, okay. That's an exact match. What is that thing in the middle? So the shoe prints belong to Wocky Kitaki after all. He was in the park on the night of the crime. Wow, I can almost see the science at work. Don't you love it? Ah, nothing feels better. He's definitely way more into this than I am. Just let me know if you want to do some more. I'll be here solving the case with science. Well, that certainly brightened her mood. Where were the other footprints? I mean, clearly this one. Tarps that were here yesterday are gone. I wonder why Detective Sky put them out. Yeah, the only thing they were covering is the ground. Oh, you know, I think I see something there. A print. A print? Why can't I just do it from here? It said there was another one over here somewhere. Detective Sky, mind if we give it another go? Right on. Leave no print unanalyzed, I say. Now to pick which print you want to analyze. Yeah, let's do this one. This one should be, what's his face's? Okay, looking good. Next to dry the plaster. I'm sure this is just her hairdryer from home. Okay, let's take out the mold. Molds in this case. Yes, that's a good one. Next to ink. Right, now the moment you've all been waiting for, let's take our print. Ready? Here goes. Another plop, so... Let's see if we get a match. So clearly it's supposed to be Stickler. And it is. We don't need a computer to see this. So these shoe prints belong to Wesley Stickler. This confirms his testimony, the final version of it at least. Now we know where the panty snatcher was standing. I believe you're beginning to appreciate the wonder that is forensic science. Yes, now obviously we're doing this one in the mud. Okay. That's enough? Okay. Who's this gonna be? Well, actually, this has got to be the, Yeah, this is the one with the leaf print. Huh, that's a funny shoe print. Is that even a shoe? It is strange. So smooth. Except for the part with the leaf. I can say without even looking that this print doesn't match any print on our list. A mystery print. I know what it is. Ah, the slippers. It's quite a clear print there. A toe print. Too bad we don't know whose toe it is. Well, there is a way of finding out, of course. There is? What? All you need is a sample of the same toe print off another shoe, for instance. Oh, right. So if the prints match, you'd know the same person wore both. Do I have another shoe worn by the same person? No, right? We don't have any other shoes. Nope, no such luck. No, I can't think of anything I might have a toe print on. Oh well, it wasn't too much to hope for. It was too much to hope for, I suppose. Let me know if you find something. A toe print sample, We wouldn't have anything else, right? Now, where the hell are we gonna find that? Oh, it's gotta be here. Is there a footprint in this? Several colors of paint have been splashed across the gate. Most of it's pretty much dry, too. This is gonna be one heck of a cleanup job. No, nothing here.
Nah, doesn't look like it. Nah, it wouldn't be here. What if I go into the garage? There'd be a print here? No, doubt it, right? Yeah. Sincerely doubt it. Huh. The hell can this give me? Ah, the prodigal attorney returns. Welcome, Apollo. I heard you did well in the trial today. Here to discuss something? I could use a little diversion. What did Detective Skies say? If you want to know something, you have to investigate it yourself. Mr. Wright, tell me what happened 7 years ago, please. I want to know. I need to know. You certainly didn't waste any time getting to the point. Yeah, really? We're just doing this now? 7 years ago, I was standing in a courtroom on behalf of a client. The case involved the death of a certain magnificent genius. I'd be surprised if you hadn't heard about it. It was all over the news, I remember that. You were up against Prosecutor Gavin, weren't you? Yes, he was only 17 years old at the time. 17 years old? That's still high school. He took the bar exam abroad, in Europe. They're progressive over there, you know. I was defeated by a 17-year-old newcomer. To my shame, I left the practice forever. That's all. That's all? How could that be all? What do you mean? What about what they were saying on the news about forged evidence? They said you forged evidence and had your attorney's badge stripped from you. Tell me, how does it feel? How does it feel to stand here before Phoenix Wright, the forging attorney himself? How does it feel? I don't want to believe it's true. But what about what happened in my first trial? Didn't you notice in today's trial? There was a single piece of forged evidence. I'm talking about evidence that shouldn't have existed. Naughty magician's trick. I don't see you jumping to my defense on this one. Maybe I did forge evidence, maybe I didn't. Doesn't really matter now, does it? But I'm not an attorney anymore. That's the only truth you need to know. Mr. Wright. Looks like he doesn't want to talk about the accusations of forgery for now. Is there anything I could actually present to him? How would I know? It's refreshing to be so thoroughly ignored for a change. No, what the hell could I ever present him? No. Ah, so that was what led you to the guilty party. Yes, thanks to you ripping the mirror off the car, I was able to deduce the... You make a good point, Apollo. In fact, it could be said that I'm to thank for finding the criminal. Think what you want, Mr. Wright. Knock yourself out. No. 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 Alright, so... what else could there be to show Phoenix? And we found these too. They're trucies. Thanks, Apollo. Though I have to admit, as a father, I wonder, why are you still carrying my daughter's panties around in your pocket? That'll teach me to show off my evidence to Mr. Wright. Nah, that's gotta be it. What changes now?
No, Wocky's not gone yet. Yeah, I haven't seen anything new yet. Now I'm just confused. Oops, I didn't want that. Can I examine instead? How the hell do I get in, though? Getting in is going to be a big help. Well, there's nothing here. Oh, here we go. This print is far too smooth to be from a regular shoe. It is a shoe print of some kind, though, that's for certain. Still, you have to wonder what it's doing here. It's right next to the Eldune's Noodles stand. It does make one wonder. Hey, you. Yes? Why are you so quiet all of a sudden? You wouldn't happen to have something in mind. Something that might have left this mystery shoe print. Why did I not see this before? This mystery shoe print does remind me of something. I'm pretty sure I've seen something that would leave a print like that. No, I think I have our culprit right here. Take that! Well, I think it's these slippers, actually. Slippers? What would slippers be doing out here? But look at the bottom, see? It's covered with paint, except for... See, right here? Hey, that spot is shaped like a leaf. What if the leaf was stuck on the bottom and came off when the slipper stepped in paint? Makes sense, doesn't it? Wait, something's written on them. The Maractus Clinic. Exactly, the victim's clinic. Wait, that means that someone from the clinic was involved? Why is she just standing there eating? Detective Sky, I have a favor to ask. What? Can you get us access into the Maractus Clinic? The police won't let us in. They say the murder and the clinic are not connected, and it's off limits until we prove they are. I should be able to do something for you, yes. Huh? Really? Well, you did my work for me here with the shoe prints. Seems like I should return the favor. Thank you, Detective Sky. Here, show this to the police officer on duty. Finally, we're getting somewhere. Right, Maractus Clinic, here comes justice. We do all the movements. Here we go.
Ah, you two again. When oh when will you learn? Look at me however you want. You're not getting in today.
I wouldn't be so sure if I were you. Look what we have.
What's this? Detective Sky. Yesterday it was Prosecutor Gavin. Today it's Detective Sky. Who are you two, really?
Now he's suspicious again.
Oh, you got the orders. I gotta let you in. Have fun.
Thanks, Mr. Officer. Let's hit it, Apollo. No, not examine. We're gonna go inside. Huh. Kind of an at-home sort of place, isn't it? This place has a connection to the murder in the park. I'm sure of it. The police guy out front wasn't so sure. Beyond it being where the victim lived. Looks like the police's team gone home for the day. There might be some clues lying around. Let's get cracking, Apollo. Oh, there's gonna be plenty going on. Look at all these bowls. Look at all these bowls. I just said that, Trucy. They're from Eldune's Noodles. There's Mr. Salty. And I think we figured something out. I think we have. Mr. Eldune must do takeout. Not exactly what I was thinking. All the bowls have been washed clean. I think we found our first clue, Trucy. Look at these shoes. There's a single pair of sandals here. Wait, but why would there be sandals here? Unless they belong to one of the patients. Or maybe it's a visitor that's come to see Dr. Maractus. You'd think they'd use his house entrance instead of the clinic entrance in that case. And if this patient or visitor isn't still here, why'd they leave without their shoes? Better take a closer look at these just in case. Look at that, a pair of slippers are missing. These must be the slippers for the patients at the clinic. Same as the pair we found, of course. Look, a single pair is missing from the rack here, too. And ours have paint on the bottoms, which means they were taken out of here on the night of the murder. Right. Paint's from the hit and run, after all. And what were a pair of clinic slippers doing in that trash can? And what were they doing at the scene of the hit and run? Is there really anything else to really look at? I mean, we'll clear everything. The clinic reception desk. No one's here, of course. There's a small sign on the counter. Please pay your bill. Remember, we're the ones holding the scalpel. Brutal, but effective. Look, this door says doctor's office. Think this is the victim's private office? It's not locked. Too bad. Why too bad? I like opening locks. It's kind of a hobby of mine. Like those little bike locks? Don't even bother putting them on when I'm around. That's probably not a hobby you want to tell too many people about. Bump. Oh, Apollo! That sound! It came from behind this door. Someone's in there. Let's check it out, Trucy. Break-in! They left through that window! Wait, Apollo, you're too late to catch them now! That must be her experience as a panty snatcher chaser as talking. Well, we should tell the police. Let's check the room out first, Apollo. If we call the police now, we'll lose our chance. You're right. She's better at this than I am. Well, one thing's for certain. This clinic and our murder case are looking pretty related now. You know, I never looked at the shoes. Oh, we've got a toe print here. Hey, Apollo, you think this is... Oh, this could be a toe print. Maybe we can get a print off of this. Let's try it out. Here we go again. Ain't gonna get clearer than that. Hey, it worked. That looks like a big toe, maybe. Wait, I mean, it's great that we got the print. Is there such a thing as a list of toe prints? Well, good point. If there is, Detective Sky didn't give it to us. Which means we can't match this print. It seems like a good time to ask the detective's advice. Yeah, good idea. I'm surprised we can't just do it now. Is there anything else notable about these shoes? I mean, listen, we all know these are Alitas. Clearly. Books and papers are scattered around the room. Wow, what a mess! This is worse than Daddy's room. The burglar must have left in a hurry. Even the cup on the desk here is lying on its side. Juice that spilled out of that cup, it's dry. So the messy one wasn't our burglar just now. Someone knocked this cup over a while ago and left it. Why is this lamp on the floor? Kind of an expensive-looking lamp, isn't it? Hey, the bulb's broken. Broken? Don't you mean burned out? No, our cat burglar must have dropped it. But why is it standing up on the floor like that, then? Hey, look at the cord. Huh. There's a red splotch on a part of the cord. You think that's blood? It's a little bright for blood, almost pinkish. Something's definitely odd about this lamp, that's for sure. Let's take a look at it. This cord runs to the lamp and has a red stain on it. Gotta wonder what left that stain. Wait, I know, maybe it was left there by a red marker. Like they were trying to write their name and slipped. Why would anyone write their name on a lamp cord? I used to write my name on my magic ropes. Oh, the bulb is broken. It won't turn on. Oh, how is it broken? Don't touch that, you'll cut yourself. Yeah, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice.
My finger!
God, you're bleeding. Let me see that. Wait. Magic blood. Teehee, gotcha. Please don't do that again. I have enough to worry about without my co-workers injuring themselves on the evidence. Only that's how you would see it. Guess you could see it from a bunch of places. Okay. Whoa! What are those? The wall is covered with beakers.
No, something's moving inside that one.
You look, Apollo. Hey, look yourself. You can't... Oh. It's a goldfish. Wow, they're all fish. So many kinds. Whoever designed this had a sick sense of humor.
What a cute little safe.
Looks like a 4-digit lock.
Someone's already entered in 2 numbers, Apollo.
7, 9. Wait, do you think that burglar just now was trying to open it? Wonder what's inside this safe.
Is there any way we can figure out the last 2 numbers?
Well, we know the first 2 are 7 and 9.
Maybe there's something in the court record. Something that can help us figure out the last 2 numbers.
Could there be? What has numbers like that? I don't think I saw anything like that, right? No, I didn't see a damn thing. I don't see anything. I wonder. That would be a bit too lucky, don't you think?
Well, I suppose. Only there was something that could finger which buttons had been pressed.
Something that could finger which buttons have been pressed, huh? Maybe there is a way after all. Oh, of course. Just use the dusting. Use the printing kit. Of course there is. Well, I have an idea.
I knew it, Apollo. What is it?
Well, all we have to know is what buttons have been pressed. You can use this to find out what the next 2 numbers are.
When you press the buttons, you'd have to touch them. With your finger, right?
It would leave a print. When you open a safe, you don't press any other buttons but the right ones, right? So if we can find the buttons with fingerprints, we'll have the safe code. Not bad, Apollo. Not sure why this is working. Ah, there's a 2 and a 5. Come on, give me the... Well, I guess also the back button. Oh, I definitely see one on the back button. Look, you can see the oily finger residues clearly. Look at 7 and 9. These are glove marks. The burglar must have been wearing gloves. Well, we might not be able to identify the burglar, but we can open this safe. Let's give it a shot. Is it 5-2? It is. Got a 50-50. It opened. Nothing to say about the Maneki Neko? This looks like a bullet hole. You can still see the bullet sticking out of it. Why is it in the middle of a safe? Hey, the bullet came out. The tip is all squished. Not surprising, given that it was fired into a metal safe. This bullet's got a story behind it, that's for sure. want to look at it now. Yeah, the top of it, or whatever. No, it's all mushed.
It was one tough safe.
You know, it looks kind of yummy.
Huh?
Like ice cream. Caramel.
You certainly have an active imagination, Trucy.
Yeah, right, there can't be anything else to look at for this. This looks like a medical chart. There's an x-ray in here with it.
An X-ray?
Can't make heads or tails of it. And I can't read the chart either, it's all in medical speak. But the names are easy enough to read. Look, by patient it says, Wocky Kitaki. So this is Wocky, our client's chart, huh?
Why would this one chart be here in this safe?
Let's see, the physician's signature says, Pal Maractus. What is it, Apollo? Look here where it says who filed the chart. Let's see, Nurse Alita Tiala. Alita Tialita? Where the hell did that come from? Is Wocky's fiancée. That's one Ida too many, Apollo. Okay, that was on purpose. Never mind that. What's her name doing here? How should I know? Oh, I guess it means she's on staff at this clinic? Odd that she neglected to mention this before now. I'm sure she had her reasons. So Alita Tiala worked at the Maractus clinic. And she had access to Wocky Kitaki's medical chart. You got the I and Y wrong, Apollo. Wait, what did he say? Oh, and Wocky Kitaki. Yeah, I guess, yeah. You say it the same way, though. That joke doesn't work as well. I'd be very interested to find out what this chart says. Who could help us decipher this? Well, another doctor, that's who. Man, why have we got so much shit going on right now? Ah, man, Eldoon isn't here. Okay, we're going to the park. I know that face. That's the face of someone who's made a discovery. Hey, how did you know? You can't fool someone trained in the ways of science. Next, you'll have us analyzing face prints. Let's ask Detective Sky to help us, Apollo. Detective Sky, I was wondering about this. Trucy, wait. What? That's vital evidence there. You can't show her that. That's our secret weapon in tomorrow's trial for sure. Ooh, clever, Apollo.
What did I tell you before? If you're going to talk behind someone's back, do it quietly.
I was wondering about this. Two? Trucy, wait. What? This bullet was inside the safe, right? That means the police don't know about it yet. Oh, right. We can use this in the trial tomorrow.
Do I have to repeat myself every time? If you're going to talk behind someone's back, do so quietly.
Okay, we can definitely do this. These sandals. That's quite a clear print there. A toe print. Too bad we don't know whose toe it is. Well, there is a way of finding out, of course. There is? What? All you need is a sample of the same toe print off another shoe, for instance. Oh, right, so if the prints match, you know the same person wore both. Do I have another shoe worn by the same person? I think I just might, actually. Really? I'm beginning to suspect something here. Detective Sky, can you compare this sample with this other print? Take that! This pair of slippers, toe print and all. Ooh, the print on these is nice and clear, too. That makes our job easy. Can you analyze it for us? Of course. Hang on. Bingo. Gosh, I'm good. Hey, we were the ones who found the prints. A perfect match. The same person wore these sandals and slippers. I was afraid of that. All you have to do is find out who these sandals belong to. Or, do you already know? I can't say. Not yet. Well, that's one big step closer to the truth. Is there anything else to show her? Probably not. I think we've kind of exhausted everything, right? Yep, I think we've done everything with Emma. Now, where the hell is Eldoon? Where the hell did he go? Something going on in the detention center. Not been drinking enough here. Don't cry, Angel. Daddy's back, and Daddy's... Oh, you again. You always have to announce your entrances like that. Man, my old man, he... Man. Now I'm all in a funk, and it's his fault. One can only assume that his father tried to teach him a lesson, and failed, clearly. You two got your work cut out for you, straight up. Of course, I don't care if they lock me up. I'm ready to go. Some days I wonder why I do what I do. Hey man, you won't see me bugging about one or two guilty charges. What if you're found guilty of murder? Hey, it's all experience, you feel me, shorty? Like a badge of honor. They don't give the death penalty, do they? You didn't really do it, did you? Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. If I've learned one thing today, it's that silence speaks louder than words. Man, my old man is whack. Disappointing, that's what he is. I heard he wants to leave the mob. Over my dead body! I spend my life trying to keep it real, being an OG, and never stepping down. Now my old man wants to go soft? Fine, let him. Just leave me out of it. The day I get out of the clink, that's the day Alita and I start the next generation of the Kitaki family. Please don't talk as though it's assumed you're going to jail for my sake. I thought he was going into... please don't talk as though... Please don't talk about breeding. Okay, now we got some stuff to show him. What's that? Some kind of x-ray? Wait. That's right, Wocky. It's yours. Hey, look, I don't smoke or nothing. Hey, look, I don't smoke or nothing. I'll live long, right? I don't think he gets it, Apollo. Take a closer look. Here in particular. Where it says nurse. It's signed Alita Tiala. You lawyers do your homework. So you met Miss Tiala when you... Yeah, I met her at the clinic. So? Could you tell us a bit about the circumstances of your meeting? Fine. I'll tell you how we met if you want to know that bad. Half a year ago, I was shot during a little turf war with another family. I was ready to die, sure, but they came in and got me, hauled me off to the docks. The Maractus Clinic? That's where I met her, my fallen angel. You mean Alita Tiala. She was scared of me at first, turns out. But you know what they say, the bad guy always gets the ladies. Right. She was done with that clinic anyhow. So I was like, I'll take you on, woman. Straight gangster style. Guess what she said? What did she say? Come on, give it some thought. She said it real quiet like on the down low, know what I'm saying? I'll leave if you'll marry me. So that was the proposal? You know it, an oath of love right there in the hospital room. Just like that, the op was done and we were out of there. See you later, bye. About that op. Yeah, it didn't go so well after all, did it? I know about the report. I know it's still in me. This health checkup was the boss's idea, you said? Yeah, can you imagine? What's the point of living healthy when you're a G, you know what I'm saying? But didn't you learn about the bullet at that checkup? Yeah. That's when I knew that doctor had to pay. Figured I could get that cat pulled after I got my revenge. Hey, I'm still living large now, aren't I? Incidentally, had you ever had a health checkup before? Nah, my old man suddenly gets this idea that we all gotta get checkups. Guess he's getting old. Older, I mean.
There's more here? Man, that is so far off the hook. It's off the chain, G. Seems preoccupied with something else. Wonder how my elite is doing. Man, I miss her. Well, let's show the shoes. Wocky, you don't happen to recognize these, do you? Hey, sure I do. I was the one who bought them for her. For Miss Tiala? Yeah, a birthday present. He's got mad little feet. Man, so cute, man. Oh god, he's into feet. So these sandals are hers. Yeah, I kind of had a feeling. What's up with the funky vibes? Ugh. Is there really anything else to show? No, no lamp. I can't think of anything else to show him. So are we done? Phoenix is gone again. Oh, that's right. We can go to Eldoon. Mr. Eldoon, we've been looking all over for you.
What's the matter, Chusy doll?
Apollo, show him what we found. Nothing like expert advice. I suppose he is a doctor still. Mr. Eldoon, is everything okay?
I'm just so happy. I just thought my doctor days were gone for good.
Mr. Eldoon. You know, let's not beat around the bush. Mr. Eldoon, could you take a look at this?
A medical chart? Hey, you shouldn't go around taking these from clinics.
Why the sudden silence, Mr. Eldoon?
What's going on here?
That's what we want to know. That chart belongs to my client. He's on trial on suspicion of murder.
On trial? That's crazy. You can't put him on trial. He's ABD.
ABD?
All but dead. He's knocking on the pearly gates and someone's about to answer.
Can you tell us why? Ooh.
Well, permit me to speak as a surgeon. You listen up good now, son.
No way. It's like he's a completely different person.
Well, according to this chart, this Wocky Kitaki feller's not doing so well. He's got a bullet right upside his heart.
That's right.
Yeah, but this chart talks about the post-op. In other words, the operation is already finished. But you can still see that bullet stuck in there.
Why would it still be in there after the operation to remove it?
Well, about the only reason I can think of is it was too tricky to operate on.
What?
That bullet's snug as a bug there next to the aorta, which is connected to the heart. Heck, that scrap of metal's just surrounded by blood vessels. Kind of a miracle. 2 millimeters to either side and there'd be some serious bleeding going on in there. Not something your average doc would be eager to fiddle with.
You mean...
It took a miracle to get that bullet stuck where it is. It'd take more than a miracle to take it out. It'd take a magician.
I'm only up to making rabbits disappear. I haven't learned bullets yet.
Of course, with the heart pumping and lugs working, that bullet's on the move. I'd give him another half a year tops.
But Wocky's operation was already a half year ago.
That's why I'm saying you're out of time. This kid shouldn't be on trial. He should be on an operating table.
Great, just great. How could Dr. Maractus do such a terrible thing? How could he just leave that bullet in there?
I got a pretty good idea of how he felt. An emergency operation. He's got the kid's chest open on the table. Then he finds that bullet. That's despair right there, Chusy doll. Cold despair.
Despair? I didn't know we were playing Danganronpa now.
Now, the only thing he could do is sew the boy back up. He wasn't exactly in the situation to go admitting he couldn't take it out.
The Kitakis?
You bet. This kid's their only son, I hear. So he skips the operation and Wocky's back on the street living his life. Of course, it's only a matter of time before his heart hemorrhages and he drops cold.
How awful.
Which doctor would they take him to? Miractus? He's got enough ties to them, he could probably cover up the truth of what happened.
That's just horrible. He left Wocky to die.
There's a darkness in this world, Trucy Doll. Waiting. Hungry. Compared to it, these gangs turf wars are like kid games. When you're up against real evil, well, it don't matter if you're weak or strong. It'll take you all the same.
You were a surgeon, right, Mr. Eldoon? You could operate on Wocky, couldn't you?
I wish.
What?
I'm afraid there ain't nobody in the country that could. Maybe not even in the world.
So Wocky...
He's real lucky to be alive even now.
No.
There's one problem.
Apollo?
This chart. Look at the nurse section. Alita Tiala.
That's right. This operation was how they met.
Yeah, the problem is, she knew. She knew about Wocky's condition, guaranteed. Why didn't she ever tell him? Doesn't make sense. If she knew her patient was in serious danger, you'd think she'd want to get that second operation before getting engaged. I've done enough singing these past 2 days, but, yeah. Gold digger.
What was she thinking, Apollo?
What were you thinking, Alita Tiala? Okay, I think that ended just about the perfect time it could have. So we will do, next time, we will do the second part of the trial here. And clearly, yeah, our main suspect now is the original defendant's fiance. Clearly, she wants to get into the mob for the money. Clearly. Then the question becomes, how do we save poor little Wocky's life? How do we get Guy Eldoon to actually work on him? But those are all questions for another time. We've got something. Yeah, we will play this one day next week. I will decide whether to keep it on Tuesday or Thursday. We'll see what happens. We've got time to think that over. Plenty of time here. But we got other streams beforehand. On Saturday, I'm going to be over on Axel's channel. We have a new Terror Raid event in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. It is a Ghost-type Tyranitar. And yeah, we're going to be trying to figure out builds that go against the grain of all the other Poketubers, whatever the hell they thought up. I mean, I don't know. It feels like there's an obvious choice there, but I don't know. I'm curious to see if Axel's thought up anything ridiculous. Like, I know the Pokemon I want to use in my heart, but I'm pretty sure it's not the best thing to use, and I'm not entirely sold that it can actually work. But that will be all stuff we take care of on Saturday. It's going to be over on his channel only, so definitely give him a follow if you haven't watched already, and you know, that's where we'll be. And then next stream over here on twitch.tv/SatorioGDQ, that will be Rando Monday. And that's going to be, I said I was going to give Zero Mission a bit of a vacation. So we are going to go straight over to Ocarina of Time for our next Rando Monday. And then either Tuesday or Thursday next week, we will be back with more Apollo. I'm having fun with this. I'm definitely having fun with this. It's just like, yeah, I'm definitely like remembering more and more as we play the game here. Like
Yeah, as soon as that hostage situation came up, I knew Mr. Hat was gonna show up. I'm surprised it took them this long, to be honest. Anyway, we've got, let's see. Axel is probably still on right now, assuming he did start streaming tonight. Yes, he did. And, do we have any reason not to go over to him? No, I don't think so. I think we can just, I think we could go right on over. And yeah, this just ended at, like, the perfect time, because I knew I didn't want to go the whole thing here. I just, like, try and finish up, like, you know, somewhere after 3 hours. It ended up being 3.5, but you know what? I feel good. You know what? The voice that really hurts me the most is usually the judge. So, thankfully, I didn't have to do a whole lot of him today. So, yeah, I feel pretty good. But that's enough for tonight. We can give the voice acting a bit of a break for a little bit. Let's just send it over to Axel. He's doing some code. Maybe we could get an idea of what he's planning for Tyranitar. But then again, I can't get spoiled. We'll see what happens there. So, enough of that. Let's send you over. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Have a good night or whatever time of day it is for you. And I'll see you nerds later.